Months.
I remember seeing a tweet from you a few
Yep.
months ago that was like, "You're king of the lollies" or something like that.
No!
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Generic Anime Podcast, where we actually remembered that we have a podcast. So we got a big guest on today. Welcome to the podcast, Brandon from his channel called Brandon Art Talks. Yeah,
This is when we should put that little, like, you know, that clap
Yeah.
SFX.
yeah.
Clearly our sound guy isn't up to it today.
We
Oh,
actually
you mean this one?
we
Oh,
have
boy.
a second larger
professional.
YouTuber
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
By far the
That-
biggest
that's
one
the
we've
one.
ever had.
Yep.
It's kind of weird having you here after having seen your videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Months.
I remember seeing a tweet from you a few
Yep.
months ago that was like, "You're king of the lollies" or something like that.
No!
What?
Why?
Heel.
Oh man, why? My
Wait, you
don't
started
remember
with
that?
the controversy already, Speedy. We're starting with the controversy already.
No, we're jumping straight into that.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Oh boy.
Somebody with a screenshot was like, "Oh yeah, I just love how Brandon is just the king of the lollies," and you were saying something about Megumin.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
God.
I mean,
This
Megamania
is-
is canonically 13.
Listen, oh god, I'm supposed to be keeping it down. It's fucking midnight, and you just immediately coming out swinging with that. No, I'm not gonna explain anything.
Don't try to cancel him on the first episode that he decides to be
Yeah,
on.
man, you're supposed to do that at least after a few episodes.
He courteously
Right
showed
after.
us mere mortals that he is in fact
I
human
just
and
wanted to
can
bring
be
it
in our
up.
presence.
Well, Brenda, something that you kind of said to us before we started recording on the podcast, which I thought was kind of interesting, is that you said, like, even though you have like a lot of subscribers, especially considering like channels like ours, you know, that we have like 600 and stuff like that, like you still see yourself as like a small guy, you know, you're like, you still feel like you're connected to, let's say, this part of the YouTube sphere. Even though, technically speaking,
Yeah,
you could be
largely.
already like with the big guns. If you really, you know, you could be talking to people that like, you know, wouldn't ask you about lolly stuff on the first episode, but
You,
you
could
are
be chilling up
Yeah,
there
got-
with big and stuff.
exactly. So
Yeah, because yeah.
sorry, you know,
Sorry, finish what you were saying.
No, I just wanted
No,
to
finish what
see
you
how,
were
like, how your journey on YouTube started. Like, what was the thing that brought you to, you know, to YouTube? What made you want to start doing videos? And, you know, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, sure. What's funny is that initially when I first started making videos, it wasn't actually about anime. It was about I like watching a lot of video essayists who talked about movies and writing, like script writing and stuff like that. I watched like channels like The Closer Look and Lessons from the Screenplay, and I really wanted to make videos like them, but at the same time I was also getting into anime, and so at that point I was just making videos. I was just like testing things. I wanted to see if I could make videos about movies and anime, like kind of both. And but like I was barely getting any views, and I was also watching a bunch of like YouTube help advice and stuff, and I realized that you needed to niche down and all that stuff, and I thought, oh shit, I need to actually like pick a niche. So at that point I was going, if I have to pick between the two, I'm gonna have to go with anime because it was a lot more interesting to me at the time. And so I just started focusing on that, making a bunch more videos on anime, and that's when they started getting some views.
Nice,
At the
man.
very
Nice.
least.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Yeah,
I
it's
think
so-
What were
what
your first
actually,
videos like? Do you
Yeah,
have any
yeah.
hidden
My
videos
first-
like on your channel?
yeah, my first video, like my first actual video essay was on the movie Artemis Fowl, the Disney movie that failed like
Wait, they made a
years
movie
ago.
about that?
They did, and it
I've
was
never heard of
oh my god,
I've read
it
the
was
books. I had no
awful.
idea they actually made a movie about it.
That's so funny. Because I remember when it came out, people were just tearing it apart. It was one of the worst movies in a long time. And so I picked a fairly safe option to make a video essay on something to like kind of dissect why it was bad and everything, because like who's really gonna argue against that? But yeah, the movie was quite terrible. That was my first ever video essay. It was like 20 minutes long. I spent like way too long, and I spent like a month on it, which to me at the time felt like, oh man, how that's way too long, and it only got longer as time went on.
I googled
Oh
the movie
no.
because I hadn't even heard of it, and this looks absolutely shite.
Oh man,
One of
they've changed everything about the books. It is genuinely horrible.
It has 8% on Rotten Tomatoes. What the fuck?
Jesus Christ, on a motorbike.
That's an achievement and a half.
Yeah, it's also so funny because it's one of those. You know how some adaptations of books they'd make certain changes that make you feel like, why would you go out of your way to change that
Yeah.
thing? It
Yeah,
doesn't serve
absolutely.
any purpose. It's like you're purposefully trying to be. It's like you're purposefully trying to rage bait
Yeah.
people for some reason. Like you know how Artemis is like. You know how Artemis is like he's like a very pale kid who always stays indoors and stuff, never goes outside. One of the first shots in the movie is of him surfing, and you'd look at that and think, why would you go out of your way to do an entire thing where he's surfing? And it doesn't contribute anything else to the movie. It's just there for the sake of being there. And it just makes you
is
question why
so
they
weird.
decided to put that in. It makes
Yeah.
no sense. And
What
there's
year did
constantly
this movie
decisions
came
like
out?
that made throughout the movie.
The
let
movie
me
came
check,
out
actually.
2020?
I have it open here, so it's I can't find.
Yeah,
2020,
you just know.
5 years ago.
2020.
5 years.
So
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, it was still in
That-
that end era of Hollywood where you needed to make every character kind of cool, you know? I think
Jesus
that's
fucking
funny
Christ,
because
2020
I
was
guess
5
so,
years
like,
yeah.
ago.
yeah, it's like you have this with a lot of movies and stuff like that where you have this concept. It's almost like they feel embarrassed by it and they're like, no, we gotta make this cool, you know? And then like they end
Yeah.
up like
He's a cool
destroying everything.
character.
Or pretending to be
He's
like really
cool.
self-aware.
Yeah, but like surfing is cooler though.
Exactly.
It's so funny because they actually, yeah, you're right, because throughout the movie it's obvious that they're trying to make Artemis seem cool, but at the same time I kind of feel bad for the actor who plays him because, like, you know, he's just a kid and stuff, but like, oh my god, he does not sell it. He's not cool at all. I mean, sorry, he's just a kid. But
That
like,
kid is a
there's so
loser.
many lines. There's so many lines where it feels like where you know the director wants it to come across as badass, but I'm just like,
Yeah. That does
why?
happen every now and then.
Please.
Would you say that
I mean,
that's
yeah,
the worst movie you ever watched? Or you
one
think
of
that
them. It's one of them. I think that there are definitely worse movies, but out of the ones that I have watched, it's definitely one of the worst movies I've ever watched. Also, like Mulch Diggums, he's played by Josh Gad, and he's also the narrator of the movie. For some very peculiar reason, they decided to make him the voice. He's narrating the entire movie, and there's also there's times when it tries to do plot twists, but the plot twists don't make any sense at all. Like it's like
So it's like
it's
Sword Art
not
Online
actually
in
a
that sense.
oh boy.
it's I actually think it's worse. It's definitely worse
Oh, that's
because like
At least
Ooh,
Sword Art Online
that's
was
bad.
enjoyable for like the first 12 episodes.
I've seen it 3 times, and every
wait, no,
single
I
time
haven't-
my opinion of Sword Art Online drops.
I need to watch Sword Art Online. Actually, I'm not actually going to make a judgment on it just yet. But like, it's one of those anime that I always been meaning to get around to watching, and I just never did.
Yeah, it's not as
Um,
bad as people make it out to be.
Ah,
but
yeah,
it's
It
we joke
is.
about how bad it is, but
Yeah.
it's very like middle of the road in terms of anime.
Yeah,
But
it really is.
the
it is,
thing
it is just epitome of mid anime.
the people when people watch Sword Art Online, most of the time the people that watch it are like people that are new to anime. So for them, it's either like, oh, the best thing
Yeah.
I've ever watched, or people that like have been watching anime for years, and then you watch something that is, you know, it has a very interesting idea at the beginning, but then they kind of scrap it
Like-
all, like without giving you any spoilers. They kind of like swift
yeah.
the focus to something else that yeah, it's cool, but at the same time it's like I kind of wanted to keep my focus here. Why are you making me go watch this here? You know, it's kind of like that. But you know, not as bad as people say it is.
I actually
Yeah.
quite right. I sat through the whole first season. I found the first like 12 to 13 episodes good. Admittedly, the last episode was a bit like some parts were a bit weird, but like it was overall pretty much. It was quite enjoyable, but it's just like it just didn't feel like it was put together properly.
Yeah, like it is just an incredibly inconsistent story. That's kind of the only problem. It's a lot of like the author, like you probably know if you've been around literature and movies. It has that like, oh, I think this would be cool, and then it just makes no sense in relation to the rest of the story.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense actually. That definitely with what I was talking about with the Artemis Fowl movie, it definitely feels like that, but it becomes more incomprehensible because it's already based on a book that was already
Yeah.
good. So it makes it makes no sense why you'd struggle to have coherency in the story, but it's because they made so many changes for seemingly no reason while also trying to follow the book's plot at the same time.
That
So
really
now you've
reminds
got
me
things that happen.
of the Aragon film. If you've seen the Aragon movie adaptation, it did the exact same thing.
I haven't.
What's that
Yeah.
new Lord of the
But, like-
Rings like movie or series that Amazon has been making that they fired their Lord of the Rings like
Oh yeah, so Rings of
Yeah.
Power is a whole controversy of its own, but basically the idea was as soon as Tolkien's son, who was the only person who could actually veto anything Amazon did, as soon as he died, Amazon kicked out of their Tolkien expert and just made a fanfic.
Wow.
Here
Okay,
comes
we
the
don't
money.
We don't.
It was like 2 days after Christopher Tolkien died, they fired their Tolkien expert. It's like, ooh.
We can't
Yeah.
wait to make
Honestly-
money. Ooh.
money, money,
I'm still
money.
convinced Rings of Power is a money laundering scheme because there's no way they spent $1 billion on that show.
Brendan, quick question.
Honestly, I've kind
How
of.
long?
Oh, yeah.
sorry. No, you go first.
Yeah,
You go first.
I just wanted to say because like I've kind of just gotten. I haven't watched that many live action shows like for a very long time, even movies. I've kind of gotten back into it. I've watched a few movies more recently. I watched the new Superman movie and the new Mission Impossible movies. And I've started watching a few other shows. Like I got it. I pretty much binged all of Breaking Bad, Better Call
Ooh.
Saul, and stuff.
Yo.
I really enjoyed all of that, and also Severance. That's like, oh, okay, this is some really enjoyable stuff. But for the most part, I'm still mostly watching anime. Sorry, what were we gonna say?
No, I just wanted to ask you, how long have you been uploading on YouTube? Because you said that your first video was about this movie, and this movie came out in 2020. So is that when you decided to start uploading, or you had a channel
Yeah,
before
pretty much.
that? Okay, good.
No,
Bro's an old head.
I straight up created my channel at 2020. I also partly started it because I had a friend in real life who actually also had a YouTube channel, and he actually was moderately successful on it. Like he had like over 10K subs and stuff. And when I saw that, I thought, holy shit, I actually have met a real quote unquote YouTuber in person. And to me, like before then, it always felt like being able to be successful in YouTube was some kind of like faraway dream. Like it's not something that could ever actually happen to me. Like, but then when I saw that, it's like, oh, maybe it actually is possible. Like, I think I just need to actually lock in at everything.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so the entire time I was doing my YouTube channel and stuff, I was always texting him like, dude, look, I actually managed to get like 6,000 views on this video. Isn't that awesome and stuff? And look how many oh my god, I've got 80 subscribers now. And he'd just be like, yeah, man, that's great. Until the point, until there became a point where I actually ended up passing him. And it was just incredible. To the both of us.
What
and
was his
everything.
reaction? What
But
was
yeah.
his reaction?
No, he was more. I think he was just as excited as I was. Like, cause he was like straight up. He screenshotted it and sent it to me and stuff. And he was like, "Dude, look, yeah, oh my god, you actually passed me and stuff."
I would if that happened
yeah.
to me, I would just say that you fucking prick.
Oh boy.
You motherfucker! Just
You
son of a-
motherfucker.
I'm supposed to be the.
Oh boy.
I'm supposed to be the teacher here. No, yeah, it was. I think also like because our niches were entirely different. It was a bit difficult for him to actually like advise me on like more specifics because like
Yeah,
I'm
make
making
that
anime video.
Konosuba video.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he didn't watch anime really, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be difficult. It
Exactly.
is such a like completely different, like in a weird way, it's a completely different sphere to
Yes.
anything else. I would be there's
I think so
similarities
too.
to other medium, uh, like for me, it's I have studies in textual analysis, and I try to use that on anime, but it's not the same.
But
Yeah, there's a
you
lot of
said
things
something
in YouTube advice.
very
Yeah, yeah.
interesting, cheese, which is actually something that I wanted to bring up with
Hmm.
Brendan, and is like with anime YouTube is it's something that is a little bit different than regular YouTube because yes, at the surface level, it's we all kind of talk about either anime or mangas or stuff related to that. But each Anituber or whatever you want to call it kind of has like their specific thing that kind of puts them apart from the other guys. Like for an example, your thing is more like a movie analysis, kind of like like you said, like the channels that inspired you to make YouTube are kind of like the ones that kind of shaped your way of like making videos and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. Cheese has more like a more like a classical literature approach to it, while I think consumer has something that is kind of like in between. Like it has the analytic part, but at the same time, a lot of like structures and stuff like that. Like I think that that's kind of what is interesting about Anitube, and like the whole thing that makes it a little bit different from everything else.
And also, yeah, uh, another thing as well, though, this was just in my own experience. I didn't. My earlier videos were actually mostly face cam and me talking about writing theory. And here are some examples from this anime and stuff. They didn't do very well. And it was only when I actually started focusing on talking about uh it was only when I went, okay, I need to actually start mimicking a bit more closely what I know works and copying other YouTubers into space and stuff. And it's like, maybe I'll try start making videos on specific anime and put the anime first, because I gotta start talking about what I think other people want to hear, rather than just me talking about what I've learned in books and stuff. um,
Yeah, I mean
and
that is
that
obviously.
was
Oh,
when
sorry, go on.
they started getting views. I think. No, yeah, yeah. Sorry. Ju- and yeah, that I think that's when I actually started putting like entertainment value more so first, and having the knowledge aspect more underneath it. And I think as time went on, I think I started like enjoying talking about just fun stuff more so than writing advice in the
Yeah.
end. So there's been definitely been a shift, but I was mostly just copying like Gigaku stuff. That's like the main thing.
That
Giga
is kind of like
inspiring a young people every day.
that is kind of funny
Yeah.
with YouTube though. Like there is the expectation in the space, like everybody wants to do their own shtick, but at the same time, you have to do something similar to everyone else so that it's recognizable to new viewers, so they will actually like enjoy
Exactly.
it.
That's kind of what I
So they
started doing
actually
with
be
my videos.
interested enough to click on it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the thing is you're supposed when you start out, you need to copy someone
yeah,
else in order to
absolutely.
get views to some aspect. And it's when you start getting bigger is when you start doing your own thing, because then you've
Yeah,
already got an audience who's interested in watching what you're going to do. And that's when you can afford to be a bit more experimental and everything.
you build a
Um,
cult of character.
on
Yes, exactly.
but honestly, that's kind of why I feel like I haven't I'm not actually big enough. That's why I feel like I'm not really a big YouTuber, because I have tried doing other things and they still flopped. So I feel like you've truly made it as a content creator if you can just do whatever you want and it just get a lot of
Yeah,
views
yeah, I
regardless.
totally get
I
that.
feel like that's when you know that it's like, yeah, you've made it now.
That's when you're about
Um
to get the fuck you money. That's when the real stuff.
The
yeah,
Mr.
pretty
Beast
much.
money.
But Brandon, you
Oh,
mentioned like you did videos on like writing advice. Do you have a background in literature?
Uh, I feel like it'd be a little bit pretentious of me to say that I have a background in literature. It's more so that as a kid, I wanted to be a writer, and I really enjoyed reading a lot of books. But at the same time, because I didn't really know what made good writing good, and I'd always be confused by these terms that people always use, like character development. What does that mean? How do you do that exactly? Like, what's the actual step-by-step process that you use to develop a character? It just didn't make sense to me. So I was just to figure that stuff out, just be watching a bunch of YouTube videos, and I ordered some books that are common writing advice for beginners and everything, for like script writing and stuff like that. And that's where I was reading it. And there's a lot of contradictory advice there as well and stuff. And a lot of things saying you have to do it like this. And then I watch something, it's like, huh, it doesn't do that. Why is this still good then if it doesn't do that? And I especially got that when I was getting into anime, because like I'd read something in a script writing book. It's like, these are the screenwriting essentials, and then I watch an anime and it just didn't follow any of those things.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
what? It's not following the free act structure. It's not doing this character development thing that you're supposed to do. In fact, the character doesn't change at all. Why is it still good? And
You reckon that
I
comes down to like the difference in like Western media and Eastern media? Do you
Definitely,
think it comes
yeah.
down to that?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I would say a big
Absolutely.
part of it is.
But I think also it's just that a lot of because like as you go on and you analyze more and more shows and movies and different things, because like there's also a lot of movies that didn't necessarily follow the exact structure that the books were laying out. It was more so that, hey, here's how I'd write a movie and stuff, and here are the things that I do, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it applies to everything. And I guess as you go on and analyze things and write more things, you just kind of develop a sense for what things are the most important to look out for, and what kind of things really set a solid foundation, and what makes something good and such, and what kind of what kind of rules you're allowed to break in a way that's still effective, and things like that.
There is
Yeah.
the like weirdly egotistical sense of like, you need to be able to recognize that I enjoy this and then figure out why.
Pretty much, yeah. And there was a lot of things at first that I enjoyed it, and I couldn't figure out why. So
That is a huge
kind of
problem.
what that's kind of what that fueled a lot of my desire to make videos in the first place, I guess, as well, because like I wanted to kind of learn and teach, I suppose, at the same time. It's like, oh, here's what I discovered today, and things like that.
You kind of treated your YouTube channel almost like a journal for yourself, like for the knowledge.
In a way,
that yeah, that's kind of cool. That's
It's really
kinda
cool. Yeah. I can't remember. I'm really bothered now because since you mentioned the whole like not following the rules, I can't remember who it is, but someone mentioned the whole thing, as in someone scientifically important person who actually knows what they're talking about, has the whole theory of like good literature will always seek to reinvent its own genre, which I
Yeah.
think comes back to what you mentioned about the rule breaking, and like this book tells that this is good writing, but this is good writing and it doesn't do that kind of thing.
But I feel like that's
exactly.
all rooted in.
And yeah, another thing as well, because like even that rule is like every great piece of work seeks to reinvent its own genre. There are plenty of things where it's just like I watched this show and it didn't reinvent anything,
Yeah.
and it does all the standard things that you expect from the genre, and it's still fucking amazing. And it's like,
absolutely.
why? Well, it's like it feels like every piece of writing advice out there is it depends kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that you realize that more and more as you go on, and it's really, it's like this kind of, it's like it's good to do this, except when it isn't. Like it's always you can always, it's all flexible and stuff, and it's very it makes things very confusing for newer writers as well, and it's kind of a it's
Oh,
yeah.
That's very cool. That's very cool.
I think it's just one of those things where it's just like, just analyze things and write things, and you'll
Yeah.
get it as time goes on.
And then you get to the
It's a
point where you
never-ending,
want to...
evolving thing.
Yeah. Then you
Sorry,
get to the
yeah,
point where you
continue.
want to explain something, and then you realize that if you actually like really went in detail and explained it, A, nobody would care, and B, it would be like a 30 minutes, like a
The
30-hour
life of a
explanation.
YouTuber.
Let's not
Nah,
forget
bro,
that media
that's what I
literacy
was.
is at a
That's the
low
shit I was.
point right now.
That's yeah, but like what you were saying about, it's like, oh, bro, nobody would get. It's like that's the shit I was doing anyways. That with the entire Konosuba video, that was just me, splurging all my thoughts about, whoa, this Konosuba anime is amazing. I just put everything into that video, just like one thing after another, and I just uploaded it, and it was very much it was only because I think my Toradora video blew up that the Konosuba video also did well at the time and stuff. It was like, but yeah, it's a very dependent thing. I'm not even sure if that same video would blow up now if I were to upload it. Like, I don't know. So much of YouTube is just down to luck. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
I don't even know.
Nepotism and luck is what
And
makes
timing.
YouTube go around.
Oh, Brendan,
like, dude,
imagine-
even like there was even sorry let me just say this, because like there was even a point where I felt like, okay, I need to include the name of the anime in my title in order for it to be successful, because that's what people are searching up and stuff. But then at some point I went, oh, I can't include the name of the anime, and instead I need to use like this anime or that show or whatever,
Yeah.
in order for it to appeal to a broader audience, so that they feel like they can click on it even if they haven't seen the anime. And
Yeah.
I'm still not sure at times which one I'm supposed to be going for. Like,
I hate
if
that so much.
I made the video on I made a video on Lycoris Recoil, and it's just like, am I supposed to include the name of it or not? I'm still not quite sure what's the right decision. Like, you can only
Yeah.
really know
I hate making
after a certain
titles
amount of
so
time.
much.
And it still feels
Titles
like
are
it's
the
completely
worst.
random. If you include the name, it does well. If you don't include the name, it does well, or it doesn't do well. It's just random.
It's so random. Yeah, exactly. You can't ever tell. And like, at the same time as well, because like a lot of my because like a lot of my bigger videos, they tend to do well and stuff, but like with almost every single one that I've uploaded for years now, I'd upload it and it'd flop, and I'd be scrambling to figure out a correct title and thumbnail combination, and I'd just be testing it for ages, for weeks and stuff. I'd be swapping them out, seeing how it does, swap it out, seeing how it does, until finally at one point it blows up. And I repeat that process for each subsequent video that I'd upload. And I'm like, bro, how can I even call myself a YouTuber? Like, no, like, aren't all these, like, yeah, I have over 100k subscribers, but like, it's not like when I upload a video and it just immediately explodes. I'm still trying to swap it out and figure out what's gonna do well in the algorithm, same as everyone else. So I'm not even sure. It's like all these other YouTubers, they can just upload a video and they get views, and I can't.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah.
I'm
I
still
upload a
struggling
video
with that.
sometimes. I look at the video, it gets a lot of views. Like, how the fuck did it do that?
Oh yeah, like trying to figure out why something works is such
Yeah.
a pain in the
I
ass.
have been trying to
It
figure out
is
for a year
awful.
why this one review of an explicitly rated anime done so well, and I genuinely don't know how I did it. I exported it in the wrong format. Says a black border around the videos as you're watching it. I changed the title 3 times. I made about 7 different thumbnails, and probably the most crappiest one won in the test,
it's-
and it's got 41,000 views. I'm like,
Unknown other ways of the algorithm.
yeah.
The algorithm do what it
um,
is.
Entity.
Before we ramble on for too long, Brandon, we asked you to make a 3x3. Well, I asked, and to rush it. So
yes.
please could you post it? Please could you post a 3x3 that you made into the guest episode chat thing, so we can.
All right, sure.
Be nice about your taste in anime.
Be nice. Yes.
Yeah, definitely not gonna
Yeah.
shit on anything. But...
There we go.
The water missed my mouth.
Oh,
Oh, it's
okay.
Nightgate.
All right.
Damn.
There's a clear theme
Ooh.
with these.
I
Yeah.
like
Wait,
your
clear
scoos and
theme?
as,
What's
but I've
the
not
clear
seen
theme?
it.
What's the theme? What's the theme?
It's a bit moe and like kind of, well, not really, not everything is moe, but there's that kind of like well, if we start with
I get
maybe
you.
this, it's it has that made in abyss aura in a lot of them, where there's something cute and something not so cute.
Exactly.
Bro, just
So
like
the
all my sweet
contrast
children
between
get hurt.
something cute being there and something dark or depressing or sad or deep about it,
And
except for
then you go and
Konosuba.
Bond Rude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Konosuba's its own thing.
Kazuma is in Konosuba, which is not very cute, but you know.
Oh boy.
You haven't seen the Konosuba fandom, man. You have not seen Artemis Konosuba. You do not want to see that. You don't want to not want to see that, and the subreddits that branch off of it.
Bro.
Yeah, I see some
I
things.
think
Are they in
actually
order
at the
or,
time I did. Like I think at the time I was making my video, there was a small part that I cut out. I think it was where I was laughing at the fact that that Darkness's subreddit has more wait, Darkness is not safe for work subreddit had more followers than her regular subreddit did.
It is dumb.
Why?
And-
I wonder why. She built.
Why?
Oh, and there was actually a lot of funny in character things as well. Like at the time, like of course Megumin was the most popular, and Unions was the least popular, and it was also listed on the things and stuff. And
I mean, you
That was-
is
yeah.
fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Union just needs a
But it
hug,
was-
man.
Union's fine. She's just lonely.
I think Union just has autism.
Union has a lot of fans.
So where do you want to start with your 3x3?
Wherever you want, really. I guess like I just start with the first until the end.
Yeah.
I guess.
That
Yeah.
works.
I don't
Well,
really. I don't really know how free by freeze worked. I just assumed that they're your 9 favorite anime and you just put them in.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like,
Random order, realistically, that's
Exactly.
what all of us did. with ours.
Random shit.
yeah,
go.
okay. So it doesn't really matter. Yeah,
Yeah, random
matter.
bullshit,
The
go.
order doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we can start with the first one.
Yep.
I'd probably say that Steins Gate is probably the anime that like. I'm not sure how to describe. It was like one of the first anime that I watched where I was like, "Holy shit, this is what this medium is like truly capable of and stuff." Like, I think I'll always appreciate it for that. Like, I don't like it. I'm not as in love with it now as I was back then, but like it's still one of those shows that I'll definitely appreciate forever purely because of that. Because like it really like with its entire structure of like the first half being slice of life and stuff, and the second half of it having a plot twist and stuff and becoming like turning into a thriller and stuff. That was very new to me at the time, and that was like something that just blew my mind. And I think that's and yeah, and it still holds up now. Like it's still one of my favorite shows. Is there anything
I
else you
mean,
want to
it's
talk
just
about?
a plainly good show as well, so it does help.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, I think that's also it's also what got me interested in visual novels. I never actually
Nice.
read the visual novel for Steins
Ah,
Gate, but like I've started reading more visual novels now. And like its entire structure and stuff of the entire first act. That's the slice of lifey aspect, and then it gets it, and then the story gets like more and more interesting as it goes on and stuff. That's like, yeah. That's like I'm actually making a Steins Gate video where I talk about all that in way more detail. And part of the reason I haven't uploaded in so long is because I've been making that video for so long, and I've been stuck on it for so long. So,
Hearing that,
uh,
firsthand on the podcast.
Real.
That is
Yeah.
pretty common with everyone. Consumer does that a lot, where he gets stuck with one video and then he doesn't upload
No.
for like 3 years.
pretty
And then
much.
when he
That's what I've been-
uploads, it's a
Bro,
very
stop
good
this
video.
glazing. I'm not gonna kiss you, bro.
Oh boy.
No,
Sorry,
sorry.
my bad. I can't consumer. Sorry.
This guy, I'm gonna have
Took
to
a
buy
quote in
a
his
ticket
penis
to
when
Italy
started
now.
from
Oh my
comic.
gosh.
No,
Gotta
but
go
what I think
propose.
about it's so good about Steins Gate, like it's that type of anime that I like. If you've never watched anime and that's your first kind of introduction to it, you kind of like are kind of it's kind of like a whiplash effect. Like you said, like there's the first half that is very slice of life, and then you have like that thriller element that when you are not accustomed to that in anime, the first time you experience that, it's like, oh, I didn't know that these shows could be like that. I don't know that this can be fire.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Because like before then, it was it's like, hold up, this writing can be this fire.
Exactly.
But yeah, before then it was because like my first few my introduction to anime and stuff was shows like Naruto and My Hero Academia and stuff, and like a lot of the popular shonens, of course. Like
Yeah.
that's what. So like you kind of get used to that kind of formula, the structure that they generally run on, like where the first episode and like it is like immediately intended to hook you and stuff, and then they have arcs and stuff with the fights and everything, and it's like and Steins Gate was just so drastically different from all of that, and like that was something that I liked. Like I was actually fully expecting it. Yeah, I was fully expecting it to be kind of boring, to be honest. Like, well, not necessarily. I was expecting the characters to be kind of like just whatever kind
Conventional.
of characters. Yeah, because like it's like, oh, I see it's about a series about time travel, and the poster looked very like sci-fi-ish and stuff, and it so I went into it fully expecting it to be the serious kind of show where it immediately kicks off with the confusing sci-fi stuff, and like it just keeps doing that throughout the entire show. So when I first saw it, and it was like it was actually funny, and the characters are likable and they have personalities and stuff. That in itself was like a huge surprise to me. I was like, dang, I was not expecting that. I'm actually really enjoying this. So even throughout this entire first half, I was just enjoying myself because like I appreciated how they actually spent time to develop these characters first before doing the entire sci-fi shenanigans and time travel stuff. So yeah, and the fact that it actually got me to care about them instead of it purely being about just like time travel plot and stuff.
I mean, that's kind of like
think-
it always
yeah.
comes back to what you were saying, like about good writing and stuff like that. Like maybe for someone like starting in that way would be like, oh, you can't do that, it would be boring or whatever. But at the same time, if somebody else does
definitely.
it's very good,
I think
So
it
that's kind of like
benefits-
the
I mean,
magic.
it definitely did take a risk with its entire first, like, it took its entire first half was like it did turn some people away, and it's definitely a risk that paid off, but it's not one that you'd see people doing like very regularly. Especially not in like a shonen
especially
manga
right
or
now.
something like
Especially
But I
that.
right
think
now.
it benefits from the fact it's like a visual novel, right? So it doesn't have that serialization aspect.
Definitely.
So you get it in like one package. So you're almost like obliged, to like go through the whole thing.
Yeah,
Whereas,
exactly.
Like, if it was
That's
a
why
weekly
most
release,
visual novels. Yeah, that's why visual novels are able to get away with it. It's all one story from beginning to and when you buy it, you get the full thing. So like, you already made the commitment. So they can actually take time to like get you attached to the characters and stuff. And they don't have to worry about keeping your attention span. In order for it to be successful.
The halfway through Beach episode.
hello
Almost there one in Steins Gate.
fan
Was there a
service.
Beach episode in Steins Gate?
I mean, every anime has to have a beach episode, Speedy.
I don't
It's just
remember.
At some point.
mandatory.
You need
I'm
to at
surprised-
least mention the bitch.
There's
That's
just so
kinda-
much
Yeah.
cost. The what?
the beach, not the.
I was like, oh, okay. evil animate
I remember
incoming.
when I first started watching anime, I started noticing how like every anime had a beach episode. I was like, wait, what the fuck are they doing this for? What the plot to develop? What's all this shit?
Mine was
Something
bathrooms.
called
I was like, why are there so
fan
many
service.
of this?
Because the first time I watched it was with Initial D, but like, and then they had a beach episode. I was like, huh. But they had two beach
Why?
episodes as well. They had two beach. Well, they had a water park episode and a
It's
beach
like,
episode. One of
it's
the
like,
beach episode
isn't
makes
that a
sense
little
because it
bit
was a
out of
plot.
place, but like, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Oh boy.
Should we go into the next
Konosuba,
one?
Explain, please.
Oh, of course, I can't not mention Konosuba. I gotta say that's probably, Konosuba is probably the anime that is the most nearest and dearest to my heart. Like it is just one of those shows that I just love unconditionally, despite how
For
stupid
real.
it is. Yeah, God, if I, it's probably the anime that I chose that defined my personality the most online, unfortunately for many people. Um,
Fair
but
enough.
yeah,
True.
Brandon, something real quick. This is very important.
Mm.
We ask that
Okay,
to all the guests that we have on this podcast. And I
all
kind
right.
of think that I already know your answer based on the fact that Konosuba is on your list. But
Oh no.
are you pro or con isekai? Like, what's your take on it? Do you like it? Do you hate it?
Are you an
What is
isekai
your
fan?
Okay,
exactly?
I'm not. Yeah, my actually like my answer probably isn't going to be what you expect
Con.
actually, because like at the time I
Oh.
watched at the time I did watch Konosuba, I was very much a guy is like, oh, every isekai sucks and everything. But there are a few good ones. Like I was that guy. But like and even at the right now, like one of my videos was this like isekai tropes I am tired of. Wait, I'm bored of or something like that. It got a lot of views. I don't uh I don't necessarily agree with everything that I said in that video, and it's not because I think my points were bad. It's because I had barely seen any isekai, so I was straight up speaking out of my ass. I didn't know what I was talking about. I did not have the actual examples to back everything I was saying up. I was mostly just saying, "Hey, a lot of these things that I keep hearing about, that's kind of annoying. Why do they do things like that? Like in regards to its story structure and like I just don't get it. And I wouldn't make that video now. But I have changed my mind on isekai a bit, like over the years. It's not a genre that I hate. Just I just kind of see it as every other genre, where there are some good shows, there are some mid shows, and there are some really terrible ones, and
Yeah.
it really just depends on which one. Honestly, I'm sorry. I wouldn't really consider myself a pro or con isekai person. I'm just
Oh,
like,
fence
the show's good, I'll watch
sitter.
it.
Fence
Very
sitter.
I'm a fence sitter, bro.
All right.
very
So
sick answer.
I think we with you
Cause
right
like, okay,
now we are kind of like we are I think with a draw on that thing. So
Yes, we are now at a draw.
yeah, exactly. So
oh
that's
shit,
just something that we need to ask every time that we have a guest. Sorry, but
you gotta
Brandon,
tally it down. It's like
since you've
who's winning?
seen
Oh, wait,
Konosuba, have you watched the other anime, My Combatants Will Be Dispatched? Have you seen that one?
companions. I have not. I have heard
Oh,
of it,
okay.
but like
It
I
yeah.
didn't think it was interesting.
Oh,
That
okay.
I didn't think it looked that interesting, so I didn't watch it.
Okay.
I'm also cause like the thing is with isekai, like I still don't think I've actually watched enough isekai to truly have a real opinion on the genre. It's one of those things where it's just like most of the genres that I tend to gravitate towards are usually rom-com, slice of life, or with like other weird twists to it or whatever. Um, and I will watch an isekai if I think it looks interesting, but the genre itself didn't never really like made made me go, oh, I just have to watch a lot of different shows about a guy being transported to another world. It just
Yeah.
that specific theme with it isn't something that resonates with me personally, but like I still enjoy it. So
Okay.
because like a lot I think a lot of what appeals about isekai to people is the idea of you know having that kind of fantasy of being able to go to
escaping the
this other
world.
world and stuff and starting again, and for me that's just not something that I cared about at all. I just wanted to see the characters. I just cared about the characters and if there was an interesting plot, and that was about it. But like if it's like if the show is funny, then I'll still enjoy it, and that's how I felt about Konosuba. So it's not like I'm trashing the genre or anything. It's not like I'm gonna go, oh man, isekai only is good when it does something subversive. It's like, nah, if the show is good, I'll watch it. That's really it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's fair.
Nice, good to know. Good to know. So what I got from here is that I'm gonna clip the part of the video where you said that you think Isekai is bad, and then I'm gonna post it on all the social media.
And then we should post it.
I'm kidding,
That's it.
I'm kidding. No, man, but going to the next one on your list, which I think is one of the 3 shows that I've watched that is on your list, which is Toradora. And I gotta say, I love that show. I think it's one of the best romance anime of all time. Like it's so good.
Yeah, it still sticks with me now. God, that was it was just such a really good show. Even after I've watched a whole bunch, a lot more rom-coms since then, Toradora is still like something special. Like that's still one of those shows where it's just like even just like a lot of the writing and stuff is so much more in my opinion a lot more well done than a lot of different rom-coms that are coming out now, even the ones that I really like. Like there's a lot of rom-coms that I really like, but I still think Toradora is still something special by comparison. Like there's just a lot of things that like you can just break down and stuff, a lot of subtle things. It's just a really good show.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think that may be just me reaching, but it's almost like how you described Science Gate in a certain way. Like the first part of Toradora, you kind of have like
That's not
this
a reach
thing
at
of
all. Like-
the main characters. They are friends. Like it's the author first
Without
builds
any
the friendship
benefits.
between them, and then at kind of like at the end of the show that he kind of goes to the romance side, and it just feels like something so natural, and it happened in a way that I think it's so beautifully done. So that's kind of like I don't know, maybe again, maybe I'm just reaching, but I feel like it's a similarity between those 2 shows in a certain way.
No, definitely. I think that's probably a reoccurring theme actually. With a lot of my favorite shows, the ones where they start off being like just like fun and slice of life ish, and it gradually introduces the deeper plot as it goes on. That's just I think that's just something that I'm a sucker for. But with Toradora, still like the even like getting away from that part, there's just a lot of different scenes, especially in the later parts of it, where it's just like those still stick with me, and there's just nothing really quite like it, and I can't really describe it's more than that. There's just a lot of different scenes. The second I think of like the Christmas scene or this like the scene when Tiger is like running, this is like this just it still hits you in the feels, and it's just a different kind of emotions. Like I'm not watching an anime right now. I'm just watching these characters and like its own universe kind of thing where it's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really describing it properly at all, but like it.
No, but I completely get what you're trying to say, man. I completely get that. The characters are very much like they're not like that one face that you kind of have, like especially nowadays with romance anime. You kind of have like the simple main character, and
Gyaru
there's
in
the girl
random
that
region of
that has
Japan.
like exactly. And
Yeah.
like I
There are a
remember
lot of
even
times
like
where it's like
the
you kind of group certain shows together, basically. Like
Yeah.
you
Oh,
kind of like,
absolutely.
I like
Yeah.
this kind of show. I like this kind of show, and I kind of just want to see it over and over again with a different skin each time. Whereas with
Yes.
Toradora, it wasn't that at all. It was just its own thing.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
even like the side characters had like plot stories that like were so interesting. Like there was the girl with the blue hair that like
Yeah.
she had the whole thing about like people liking her, but she kind of like it's so good, so good. Like very
Yeah.
very good, man.
Well, that's why I made an analysis video. I'm so glad that was actually my first video that blew up. Honestly, that was like my yeah. No, my friend actually, like one of my other friends, he saw that and he said, "Bro, you made me cry with that video. What the hell? You're not supposed to do that." So yeah, like for a video, for one of my first videos that actually to succeed like that, I'm glad it was Toradora. And then the one after that was Monster Musume. So
The duality of the anime fan.
The duality
the
of the
duality of
community.
man.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Both peak shows, by the way, both peak shows.
Peak fiction. for different reasons.
Oh,
He should use it. No, no.
exactly.
Different reasons.
He's just
Oh,
not
boy.
cultured.
No, consumer, he's a cultured man. But speaking about your list, man, another one that I think that's my favorite anime movie of all time, or either that or the
Manga's
second one.
better.
Your voice
Konosuba hates
is
because
so
the
good.
manga is better.
Yeah, I know that the manga is
what?
supposed to be better, man, but a silent voice.
Silent voice.
Emphasis on supposed
Yeah.
to be better.
Yeah, but man, the movie is so good. I know that the manga is
Yeah.
supposed to be better,
Yeah.
but the movie is so good.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of things about how the manga is like it. There's a lot more, and that the movie cut a lot of things out. But like, as someone who's only watched the movie, and like, probably read the manga. Like, I keep forgetting, but like, I'm sure I'll enjoy the manga as well. But the movie, it's just such a masterpiece. Like, there was just the directing was really, really, really well done. Like that was a full-on movie, but like it's like everything about the way the plot went and stuff, and like
I think like
I really can't describe it. It's just one of
Yeah.
those movies where it's just like
exactly.
yeah,
You kind of have to
it's just
experience
a
it
really, really good movie.
to get
Yeah,
it.
I can't
Well,
do
yeah,
a
man.
full analysis here. It's just an amazing movie, especially with that last scene and stuff. It's one of my
Bro.
favorite ending scenes of a movie ever. Just
Exactly. I think for me the
Yeah.
beginning of the movie is one of the best. But like the subversion that you have, like about because at first you hate the kid at the beginning of the movie. He's such an asshole. At that like in the arc of the first 10-20 minutes of the movie, you're kind of your view of him switches in such a way that like oh, I know that he technically did some bad stuff and
he was a
whatever.
bully. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. At the end, he was a kid. Everyone was kind of doing it, not trying to justify it, but at the end, it's kind of like he took the worst part of
He took the
whole
blame.
thing.
Yeah. Of
Exactly.
everything.
Exactly, and
that- yeah.
he had that weight with him for such a long time that like when he meets her again and he tries to become friends with her, like it's such a cool thing to see how much that thing
builds,
affected
yeah.
him as a kid. Exactly, and now like the whole visual of the movie that stuck with me is like the thing of like him not seeing the faces of the people that he meets
Yeah.
in real life,
Yeah.
and then like him slowly opening himself to be able to see them, like almost like to accepting that he's one of them as well, like not that he's isolated anymore.
Be able
So-
to love himself again. It's just
Exactly.
that was such a
So good, so good.
It's a very human
no.
movie.
Exactly. I think
Human.
another thing as well, what you were talking about with the beginning, I think they did a really good job of, because like one thing that I see a lot of in like that like, because like the common narrative is like, oh, if they're a bully, it's because like they've got a really sad home life or something, or they're just lashing out. And like even with Tatakopi, which is also on my list and stuff, that's something that they did.
Yep.
But what a silent voice did is that like they didn't try and make it seem like that at all. Like he wasn't struggling as a kid at all. He
asshole. He
wasn't
was an
being
asshole.
abused.
Yeah.
He was just
Sometimes
a
an asshole is
kid
just an
who was
asshole.
doing.
Exactly.
No,
exactly.
it's not. I don't even think
know.
it's that, because like they did a
It's
really good job at
just your average
they did a really
9-year-old.
good job at getting me to empathize with why he was doing it without actually there being some kind of traumatic backstory behind it or
Yeah.
something. It was just all the other kids were doing it because they thought it was funny. He wanted to be popular, so he joined in and did the same
Peer
thing.
pressure.
And like I see that, I understand exactly why he's doing it. While also like it's not. I can't really like. Yeah, because
This
like
could
I say this
also
as someone
be-
who is also. I also say this as someone who was bullied, like in like throughout school and stuff. Like it was like. And like I watched that, and I wasn't even that mad at him because I understood exactly why he was doing it, and
Yeah.
he faced the consequences of it like pretty much immediately after and stuff. Like he was a kid who didn't really know what he was doing. He didn't actually know he was hurting her that badly. And it was after that when he realized, oh shit, these things are that I was throwing away. Those are expensive. I thought those were just pieces of plastic. But he was just a dumb kid who didn't know.
Exactly.
And he basically suffered the consequences of that for the rest of his life growing up.
Yeah.
And that's why I can't really get mad at him. And I never really understood why there were like why there were people who basically hated him for even to the end of the movie and stuff. And I'm just like, come on, man, have you never done anything bad in your life? Like
Yeah.
even if there's like
I feel
I get
people
like
who
not
hate
liking him
him-
at the beginning, but yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I feel
sorry,
like
just
people who
just go.
hate him like throughout the movie are the kinds of people who probably did something bad and are refusing to like face the reality that what they did was bad.
Or they are
And
the
so
type
they're
of people
like-
like to cancel people on
I guess
Twitter.
Exactly.
No, yeah, straight up. It's like never forgive, never forgets. If the once a bad person, always a bad
One
person. kind of
mistake
thing.
and you're done.
You're
Exactly.
done,
Yeah,
buddy.
pretty much.
No, man.
People never change, kind of thing. It's like,
I think maybe
Yeah.
the movie could also be, in a certain way, critique on. I don't know. Maybe that's again just me reaching, but maybe the movie is also like with that part a critique of the Japanese
Society.
culture. Yeah, exactly. Japanese society of like
Yeah,
if you're different
society.
than everyone else, you kind of like are
yeah,
pushed
it's-
aside and stuff like
It's
that.
very much like you're not allowed to show any kind of difference, and if you can't hide it like a disability, then it's a big
Exactly.
problem.
Like and then it's funny that when he becomes like the center of the bad attention, like all the guys that he thought were his friends, like decided to throw him under the bus. They were like, oh yeah, we
Bro,
don't.
It's
care
that
about
girl
exactly.
with the glasses, bro. Every time I see her face, I just want to strangle
Yeah,
her, bro.
exactly.
Oh my
exactly.
gosh.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, apparently that's one of the things that the manga delves into more, which is the side characters and stuff, whereas the
Yeah.
movie it just focused on the two main
Yeah.
characters, where the
Yeah.
side characters they don't get fleshed out very much. They're just kind of there. And I can so I can understand why a lot of people who were manga readers were disappointed by how much was cut in the movie, but I'll have to read the manga for myself.
Yeah, I first watched the movie and then I read the manga, and I feel like it's a fulfilling like the reading the manga fulfills more of the like it like fulfills. Keep saying the same fucking word. Anyway, it offers more background, but I still feel like the movie is the more impactful part because it has like it was the first thing for
As an
me.
experience,
Yeah.
as an emotional experience, yeah.
I mean,
I get
there's
what you
obviously
mean.
so
Like
much.
the manga
There's so
is
much more you
fuller. It's
can do
a
with
full
movement
story.
and color and voice and everything.
Yeah, because like I feel like that's just a huge difference. That's something like just having sound and animation and stuff like
Yeah.
and just be watching that in real time and stuff. That's makes such a monumental difference to the emotional experience and stuff because it's quite rare because like I've read a lot of books and stuff and I've read manga and the amount of times that I've actually cried over it and stuff were quite rare, to be honest. Like when I'm reading something, I'm still
Yeah.
interested in it and I'm still immersed in it, but it's very rare that I'd be emotionally moved to tears. Whereas
Yeah.
with movies and anime and stuff, it definitely happens a lot more often. And I
Yeah.
think that's just the power of having sound. Like
I'm the opposite.
just
Exactly.
having a great soundtrack and stuff. Sound makes a huge difference.
I find it so
to your
cynical though,
emotion.
bro. Whenever I hear like someone's putting emotional music on, I'm like, get that shit away from me, bro. You're just trying to make me cry, bro. I just immediately walk out, bro. I'm like,
You want to know something funny? Every time that I read a manga, like depending on whatever the manga is about, whatever is happening, I do put like a playlist. For an example, if I'm reading a sad manga or something like a moment that it's kind of sad
on the
in
Juice
that
WRLD.
story, I kind of put like a sad ambient music to kind of
soundtrack.
to elevate exactly to elevate the
To
experience.
elevate the experience.
When I
Yeah,
was reading My Girlfriend's Not Here Today, I just had Bullet for My Valentine just constantly on it. It fits so well with it. I was like,
There's
damn,
also,
the
like-
experience just doubled.
I feel like there's also the thing with like if you read something, then you are reading a story, but it's still your brain is like creating what you see,
Exactly.
quote unquote. But if you
Pretty
are
much.
like
You're
if you
imagining a lot of it.
yeah, if you're watching an anime
The brain's
or a
filling in a
movie,
lot of details.
it's more like you are just fully enjoying the experience of what you're seeing, and it's like you are seeing someone else's iteration of the same thing that you yourself might see slightly differently, but
Exactly.
it feels more like more touching that way when it's not the I don't want to say figment of your imagination because it's not, you're reading a story, but I hope you kind of understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. We get it.
Your mind does need to imagine, do a lot of the legwork to fill in a lot of details. That's why yeah, and generally when watching an anime and stuff or watching a movie, you don't need to put in that mental effort. So instead,
Yeah.
it's like because like it's already been done for you. And that can also result in, because like sometimes people read the manga and stuff, and what they imagined was very different from what the
Oh,
anime,
yeah,
how the
absolutely.
anime adapted. So because of that, people might not like the anime as much, which is also an entire thing in itself.
Oh yeah,
Um,
whole head canon conversation when it comes to anime. Oh god.
yeah, but yeah,
Haruhi,
I do
Haruhi,
think that like
Haruhi, Haruhi.
okay,
Yeah.
Haruhi. No man, I think the disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya, like this is specifically the movie. Like I really enjoyed the series as well, but like the movie is also one of my favorite anime movies ever. That was like how many of you guys have seen the Haruhi Suzumiya movie?
I haven't seen the
I
Uh,
movie.
didn't finish
I
the
haven't
I've
watched
series.
seen
the anime
the
yet.
2 seasons, and I've never watched the movie. Because I know that you're supposed to watch the movie after you finish the series.
The
But then
watch
after I
order for
finished
that
the
show just confused me too much, man.
yeah, it's such a
Yeah.
brain fuck in a certain way,
Like,
but
what is
in a
going
good way, in
on?
a good way.
The okay, first I'll talk about the series then, because like the watcher order of the series, it was aired out of order on purpose. Like you can just watch it however you can just watch it in the order of whatever it is on the anime site. It doesn't have to be in chronological order. That's actually how I did it, and I think it's better that way. Like with the first season, it was actually done with a purpose. Like the entire reason it was done that way was so that with season one, you'd watch the episodes, and even though it's technically it's aired out of order, and you're watching things that happen like, and it's not necessarily in the same order, but it's many of the earlier episodes, they're just like kind of just random shenanigans with the group and stuff. Like they're just doing their own thing. They're not really related to each other. So you can kind of just watch those episodes, and you don't need to think too hard about it. You can just accept it for what it is. And then the last few episodes, basically the finale of season one is the ending of the first arc chronologically. And it makes for a great season finale. But like if you were to like order it chronologically, what would happen is that you'd have the climax in the middle of the season, and then for the rest of the season, it goes back to slice of life stuff. And emotionally that just doesn't really work as well. So
Yeah.
that's why they did it. They just kind of rearranged it. They went, okay, we'll do the slice of life shenanigans first, and then have the finale be the climax and stuff, so that it actually like and it still works. Like, it's just a very funny experience, because also the like I'd be watching things, and then I go, oh, that's where that thing came from the previous episode, and it's like you kind of just piece it together in your mind, the puzzle pieces of like some of the more background stuff, as time goes on, but you're still able to follow along with it generally. It just depends. But you can also just watch it chronologically if you really have to. But the movie by far is definitely the best thing. Like even just like from the second you start it, tonally it feels very different from the series. It is an entire cinematic experience. And because like I'm not gonna spoil, because like there's just so much interesting things that it does, especially with Nagato. And like I mean the entire premise of the movie is that Kyon wakes up one day, and Haruhi is gone. like she never existed, and he's got to figure out why. And it is very serious, and you have no idea why, and he's just going through the movie trying to figure this thing out. And by the end of it, it is genuinely an entire like it's a masterpiece. I'm just gonna say that it's a masterpiece of a movie, and it is definitely worth watching. Even if you didn't like the first 2 seasons of the show as much, because they're just very different. The movie
Did you
is
watch
very
it
different
without
from the
having
series.
seen them?
Yeah, it's not gonna make sense. You have to have watched this series, especially because like you know Endless Eight and everything. That was like an entire thing with season 2. It was very infamous. A lot.
Oh, I
like, the
heard
fact
about that.
Endless...
Yes, I heard people complain about. I remember this in old like Anituber. People used to complain about this all the time.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, Endless Eight is one of them. Like it ends up being like really important to one of the characters in the movie and stuff, and it pays off in such a huge way.
For
And-
context, though, that is they just like do they not just like air the same episode 8 times or with like slight differences?
No, did they do that?
Technically, no. Okay, the Endless Eight was insane because they had the same things happened, but they were with each episode that was airing, they were creating each one from scratch. It's not like they were copying and pasting it. They painstakingly re-recorded each line with the voice actors. They were reanimating every scene. There were different angles. There was different direction. Everything about it was different, except for the things that were actually happening. The funny thing about it is like what you said about it being like kind of artsy fartsy and stuff. That was definitely something that a lot of people were saying. It's like it was a very controversial decision. It's like should they have even done this? And what's funny is that like the only reason that they did it was because they wanted to make the movie. Like they could have realistically done like with season 2, they could have gotten Endless Eight over within like 3 episodes or something. And but like they couldn't figure out how to adapt the contents of the movie into the later parts of the season and stuff because like it wasn't long enough, and they just kept figuring out it's like this isn't gonna work. We should make it into a movie and stuff. But then what do we do with the rest of season 2? And that's when they had the idea. Well, it's Endless Eight. It's a time loop story. It's called Endless Eight. What if we made it 8 episodes?
That's
So
diabolical.
oh God, okay, let's do it, and then they did it. And it was real. It went down in history as one of those insane decisions. Because like people were watching it week by week, and they're just like, God, when is this gonna end?
Can you imagine that's 2 straight
It's the
months
same
of just.
thing.
And then
no.
people comes to ask you if he's ever told you the definition of insanity.
They're like,
People were burning their merch because over it and stuff. People were losing their minds, man. I mean, I wasn't around for it, but looking at what happened and stuff, like just looking at videos and stuff of people describing it, it's so funny.
Nowadays could
Now-
not survive something like that. They would not survive
Yeah.
something like that.
Nowadays,
yeah,
we
man.
wouldn't survive.
Real.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
to be fair,
anime-
they didn't survive it either, but like,
Yeah, it does kind of feel like anime has gotten a lot safer from like shit like that.
Yes. I
yeah.
completely agree.
I mean,
completely.
it's kind of, I still think it's kind of cool that there was a time where they could do things like that and get away
absolutely.
with
Like
it.
there's like in a lot of medium, there is always that like that time of experimentation. It always creates something amazing.
Yeah.
Not all of
Yeah.
it, obviously, but there's always that
That
at
crazy
least
kind of-
one thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but personally, I actually, because a lot of people talk about, it's like, oh my God, it was so awful and stuff. But like, as someone who got into anime like way after it was actually released and stuff, and I could just watch it with my own leisure and stuff, and I'm free to skip it if I wanted to. I just went ahead and just watched through every single episode, anyways, and it was actually it was actually surprisingly not as bad as I thought it would be. And maybe it's also because of the fact that I am a video editor and stuff, and I'm constantly rewatching my own clips. by comparison, in comparison to rewatching my own
That's
edits over and
hilarious.
over and over again, actually watching the Endless Eight and stuff was nothing in comparison. It was actually quite interesting because I could see, like, because I could compare, like, oh, it's because like it's the same lines and things happening each time, but they're choosing different angles to show it in. The voice actors are saying it slightly differently. I could observe the differences and kind of just go, that's pretty interesting and stuff. I wonder how they're going to portray it this time.
The way he
like,
raises his eyebrow 1 centimeter more this time. Oh gosh, guys.
Yeah.
I think his eyebrow is up here by the end of the eight.
crazy, man.
His eyebrow is just like here by the end of the 8 episodes. So.
It's like
I mean,
Jin Woo's chin just slowly growing throughout solo leveling.
Yeah, but yeah, I could just like at that time because like I appreciate the craft and stuff. I could just appreciate. I could just like I could just look at the different music they use. I could look at the different shots and camera angles and stuff that they use and stuff. And I'm thinking, that's pretty interesting and stuff. And that was enough for me. Sorry, what?
No, I was just thinking the quotes from Bocce the Rock that it might not work for everyone, but for those who it works for, it works really well.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's exactly. I was gonna say something else. I mean, yeah, pretty much. Like, it was a controversial. It was a controversial decision, but personally, I respect it, and also it like the impact it had in discussion and stuff because of that. Like, people are still talking about it now, with how infamous it was. So I think that's interesting. And but yeah, the movie, like I'm not really talking about the movie as much because like there's just I don't really even if you guys had seen it, I wouldn't really know how to talk about it. It's just one of those movies that it's just a straight up masterpiece.
You need to experience it by yourself. Is that what you're saying, right?
Yeah, you have to experience it in your own time, uninterrupted, not really like it's not really one of those movies that I'd also want to watch with other people. Yeah, it needs to be by yourself and stuff, just so that you can like get the full experience and stuff of it and stuff.
Would you say it's the kind of movie you need to watch several times to like really get it?
True.
Not necessarily. I think it's a movie that you'd be able to sit down. Like there is some trippy stuff going on in there. But it's a movie that you'll be able to understand just from one watch. It's not like one of those super experimental movies where it's like, I have no idea what's happening this entire time. It's not like an End of Evangelion or something. That was a movie that I was like,
thinking about that. I was literally thinking about that.
End of Evangelion had me losing my. Bro, I was literally. I woke up super early at one point, and that's when I decided to watch the movie, and it was I don't know if that was a good decision or not because I felt like I was losing my marbles.
Get away from the
like,
hospital
what am I
bed,
watching?
Shinji, please. No. It's a hospital, Shinji.
Nah, that was
Shinji, don't do that, Shinji. Don't do that.
Please,
Get in the robot.
Nah,
why are you pulling your
You know what?
trousers
You
down,
know
Shinji?
what was especially diabolical about End of Evangelion is because I was starting to get a bit confused towards the end of the series.
As was everyone, I'm sure.
And I remember watching this video from Joey, the anime man, and I remember that there was a point where he said that the movie explains a lot of these things. I don't know why he said that because it does not. It does not explain shit. It made things more confusing, and it does not I mean, maybe he said something different and I just misinterpreted it. I don't know. But that was the general.
He did say that because I remember exactly the same thing. Watching the Joey's video and here, watch the movie. The movie is gonna explain everything. Watch the movie. Couldn't understand.
Motherfucking liar. It did not. It just like because throughout the entire first half, I'm like, okay, I'm still a little bit confused, but I can mostly at least follow what's going on. Like I'm sure it'll explain in the later parts of the movie, and then everything will make sense. And then it just completely goes insanity. And I was like, Dude, what is happening? I don't understand any of this. What?
God.
And then by the end, and then by the end, the credits don't even roll. The movie just ends, and I'm just kind of sitting there in silence, and I just kind of
Listening to
mope
fly
around for the
meters
rest
in
of the
wall.
day, trying to. I just mope around for the rest of the day, just trying to comprehend what just happened and stuff, and like, and then I watched more videos and stuff that were analyzing and stuff. It's like, okay, I think I'm starting to get it now. It took a while.
What the fuck's going on in this world? I opened Twitter on my phone while listening to you, and the first post, the first account that that Twitter recommends to me is yours.
Oh,
They know, they know.
They know they're
the
listening to us.
motion, the
Oh
motion.
shit! Which one is it?
I wasn't anticipating it to hit like this in just episode 2, and it's Uma Musume.
Ah, God, yeah, I'm watching Uma Musume. I'm really liking it so
also
far.
started it. It's
Gold ship is the goat.
Speaking of Uma Musume, Lycoris Recoil.
oh,
How does those two relate?
What is that? What is that? What do you mean? Speaking of
yeah,
Uma Musume,
Bro,
Those
trust
are
me.
two
You
shows
guys just
about
don't
girls.
understand it. It's too intellectual a transition, bro.
right. Okay, cool.
Okay.
It's the man who is going to become a doctor at one point. So
Yeah,
is
he's
an
the
intellectual.
smart guy of the podcast. So
true.
Like,
It's because
speaking
they're
of-
both about cute girls. They're
They're both
basically the
about
same.
horses.
Some of them have horses and others have guns.
No,
Yeah.
they're
Ah,
horses.
yeah, horses, guns, kind of.
Sort of
Horses
similar.
like my father
You-
always
you
said,
know, in-
horses
at the
are
end
the
of
new
a horse's
guns.
life, a horse will always see a gun. So you know.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, Lycoris Recoil. Oh my god, I already made that was my most recent video. I really enjoyed that. That was Lycoris Recoil is one of those anime where it's just like, man, it was just good fun from beginning to end. It had such good vibes about it. I really like I really like the contrast of cute girls having doing cool things with guns, and
Yeah.
I also really enjoyed the character interactions and stuff, and that was
Yeah.
what made the show for me.
Have you seen
I'm
anime
really
called Girls and Panzer?
I need
No.
to. I have not
You need to.
yet,
I
but
think you would love it, man.
I think I'd like it.
One
For
of us,
similar
one of
reasons,
us.
but you know. But yeah, Lycoris Recoil, like you know how I was talking about like the entire thing with the transition from slice of life to a more serious plot and stuff.
Yeah.
Lycoris Recoil also does that to some extent, so like that's just fitting in with what I'm talking about in general. I very clearly have a type, I think. It's...
Yeah, but you've like I was thinking that when you were talking about Steins Gate, like the whole switching from like slice of life stuff to more serious. That Lycoris Recoil here as well.
Yeah, there we go.
Look in
It's
my
just, like
recoil.
doing
Like,
the same thing.
also like
Versus
just
the
like
other
normal.
stuff.
Do you happen to like normal slice of lifey shows where there's nothing like too crazy happening, it's just the characters kind of existing kind of thing and doing like funny
Yeah, I
normal
still-
shit?
Yeah, I still do. I still watch a lot of those shows. Like I actually like even like with Nichijou and stuff like that never turned into something more serious. Aside
Yeah.
from like maybe a few moments that were kind of serious, but like for like just a little bit. Like for most of the series, it's still just slice of life bullshit from beginning to end. And
That Nichijou
really
video
do.
of yours is the one that I found your channel with. It's such a
Ah,
good video as
dang.
well. Such a good video.
Thanks. Oh man.
My own Nichijou video that got like 100 views and did really fucking poorly.
I'm glad that video did well actually, but like, man, but yeah, in
Pardon me.
regards to like, I still watch a lot of like just normal slice of life series as well that aren't as insane as Nichijou. Maybe not a shit ton. Like I do kind of like, I do kind of tend to get bored easier if it's just a slice of life show with that never makes that transition to something more serious.
Yeah.
But like, if it's something like a slice of life romance show, I'll still probably watch it. Like I'm watching Aharen-san, and I'm on season 2 of that, and I'm really enjoying that as well. And it's just like, you know, it's just fun. And it's not really anything deep. But generally, for me, for a series to be something, it's like, oh, I gotta rate this a 10 out of 10. Like it's very like I don't think I'd be doing that for just a regular slice of life show that just continues being a slice of life to the end. Like I think it needs something more than that for me to like truly put it as a 10 out of 10. Unless unless it's Konosuba. I think I just made I made just an exception for Konosuba because I just enjoyed the series that much. But yeah, usually it yeah, if it's just a slice of life show that's just like fun, I'm still gonna enjoy it. I'm like, it's just I consider them on different levels.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, a slice of life series is just something that I watch for fun, really, and I watch for cute character interactions.
I feel like that's
Doesn't
kind
need
of
to
the
be.
point of slice of life as well.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't need to be a 10 out of 10. That's not really what I'm really asking for it to be.
Yeah, it just needs to be entertaining.
That's
I just
that's
need
the
to
most
like
important part of every like movie, show or whatever. It needs to be entertaining.
Yeah, it's like, do you enjoy watching it? Yeah.
It is kind of weird though because with I feel like slice of life is one of those like weirdly experimental genres of anime. Like you tend to get a lot of far out there stuff specifically from slice of life.
Yeah, and I think it's because its audience generally like I don't think because its audience is generally, I think, gonna be more accepting of that weird experimental stuff regardless as well, because like generally people are just watching it for, it's like I just want to watch, I just like the characters and I want to watch their interactions and stuff. And that's really it. Like you can do so many things with that. Like so long as you have the cute characters and their interactions and stuff, you can do like you could just turn that around in so many different ways or whatever. Because that's all that people are really, if that's all people are really watching for, it's not like you have to adhere to a specific structure or anything either.
Yeah, it's a very
If you decide
genre.
Yeah, it's like if you decide that actually I want to switch from something episodic to suddenly a continuous plot, you can. Or if you suddenly decide that you wanted to introduce other genres into the mix as well, you can also do that. Like, it just depends, really.
That's also like really cool thing about slice of life. That's the reason why you can include it in stuff like Lycoris Recoil, that you can have those slice of life moments, and it like elevates the other stuff as well. So it's like it's both a great genre on its own. It's a great genre as like a filling into something else.
I think what made Lycoris Recoil like really good, obviously the slice of life moments helped us feel more attached to the characters. Obviously, you see Takina become less like robotic over time, and their bond forming together as the two characters. And words aren't forming in my head properly, but like you
described it perfectly.
I did. Oh, great, that's good. I wasn't sure how to describe it. I just took monkey mode and went with that.
No, that was perfect. Like, God, talking to us, like everyone, like, Chisato is definitely the most popular character, but like, I love Takina.
The most impactful moment in that anime was really right at the end when it was just Takina screaming while shooting at that guy. That moment felt so real. Do you remember that?
It was so raw. Absolutely,
that was like fucking raw, but like it didn't feel forced.
It's fucking raw.
It felt. God sake,
You're welcome. I will show myself out.
No, but real, like I really enjoyed how, because like I don't think that there was such a huge difference between Takina from episode 1 and Takina near the end and stuff. Like she really grew a lot. And because like I can't really see episode 1 Takina getting that emotional, but she did, and it was completely
in the first
natural.
Episode, she mowed down like 12 people at PKM. So
and she did, and her face like barely changed. Like she was, she's just kind of like, this is my job and stuff. She was very robotic and stuff. Didn't really like, but you could also sense that there was always something in like a human inside her, like that there was things that she wanted and she just didn't know how to express it. And it was thanks to Shisato how she like was able to express that more and more as time went on and stuff. And I really enjoy those types of characters as well.
Yeah, and
Just-
it also kind of like loops back to the whole slice of life thing that you kind of need that slice of life to do that kind of character development.
Exactly. Yeah. You can't do that just with like action plots or whatever. It's like
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen. You need the slice of life in order to develop the characters. And that's an interesting thing about slice of life actually, is like it's kind of essential in pretty much like there's different like there's different portions of it, but like slice of life is pretty much essential for like every movie or anime that exists. Like
Yeah.
even in some of the more action oriented stuff, you have to have scenes where the characters are at least talking with each other. You can
Yeah.
never just have straight action 100% of the time. Even if there's action a lot more of the time, you're still going to have slice of life elements, and they're just not called slice of life. They're just
John
called,
Wick. John Wick 4. That was
Yeah.
2.5 hours of straight action. I don't think they spoke a single time in that film.
4
Okay,
hours.
fair
of
enough.
hell
Fair
yes.
enough.
Lots of guns.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm
Top 10
kind of
lines
reminded
that
because
movie.
I've been rewatching One Piece with a friend who literally just started it like a couple of months ago, and we watched it together. And we got to the critical moment just at the end of Shabondi. No spoilers for those who haven't seen One Piece for some reason at this point, but there is that like complete shift away from the whole more actiony shonen stuff to the what happens now and the whole character development part for Luffy. And I mean, obviously, it's not as slice of life as something like Lycoris Recoil, the stuff at the cafeteria, but it's still not cafeteria, but like a cafe. But it's a really good point that you need that kind of interaction as well.
Yeah.
And but like I think where I was going with that is that because of the fact that slice of life is kind of an intrinsic part of most stories, that's why it's also such a flexible genre when it's on its own, because like you're just kind of breaking things down to the bare basics. Really, that's what slice of life really is. You're just kind of stripping away a bunch of the other genres and bringing it down to its bare bones, which makes it easier to put things on top of it again and do other things. That's because like it's basically just the rawest version of
a story.
I just
yeah.
thought about something, and I don't know. Maybe it's funny or not. If you strip Bleach from the hollow stuff, all the Soul Society, it's basically like just a slice of life. Like it's just
just a
Ichigo
teenager.
like it. No, hold on, it's basically Toradora with Ichigo and Rukia. If you really think about it,
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It could be.
it can be like
Okay,
that. But
I must confess that I've only started reading Bleach. I haven't watched the anime.
Don't worry, I
and-
literally just
Yeah, I haven't
finished
watched the
Bleach,
anime
like,
either.
a
no
bit
worry,
ago.
man. It's very good. It's very good, but.
But yeah, that was another thing as well. I've only read a few chapters of it, but one of the things that stood out to me was that Rukia was very funny. I really
I
like.
love
Rukia is the
her.
funniest
I
character.
love her.
God, she's such a funny character and stuff. She's literally just like Ichigo is out here busting his ass trying to trade and stuff, and Ruki is just laughing at this manga she's reading in the background.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, God, okay, this girl's actually pretty great. I wasn't expecting that at all. But yeah, even that, like, there was slice of life parts in Bleach as well. Like, even if it's an action shonen, like, of course, that's yeah.
And you have to have Orihime eating an entire loaf of bread for some reason.
That's just the funniest thing for no reason.
Yeah, but that's
Is that
essential.
where
the plot of
that
the series.
picture of like the bread girl comes from, or is that from a different anime?
Oh yeah, that
I'm pretty
that's
sure it is. That's where it came
Okay.
from.
The
I'm pretty
ginger
sure.
girl with
Yeah.
bread. Yeah, that's her.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Orihime. Then you have
No.
Tatakopi on your list. Tatakopi's original sin.
Yeah.
God,
This is
I love
something that's-
tacos, man. So good.
Now this is
Those are
definitely
tacos.
okay.
What
Tatakopi,
away.
like, I probably like. I don't know if it's like because it's too soon for me to be putting it on my 3x3 because like it's such a new show and stuff. But like this one really shattered my expectations in so many different ways, and it's only 6 episodes long as well. How many of you guys seen it?
I haven't seen it yet. It's
Seen
on my
only
list to
clips
watch,
of
but
it.
I've
Sorry,
too much
Cheese
stuff
is
to watch
missing
for
out
this
on
first
all
one.
those
I did not
views
hear
from
the
the
title
video
of
he
the
could
show.
be
What is it
making.
again?
I know.
Takapi's
but
original sin.
Konosuba
No, I haven't
watching
seen
Death
it.
Note for a video.
Oh,
So,
fair,
you know.
fair.
We're all fake anime fans, unfortunately, Brandon. Sorry.
Yeah,
Wait, did you watch it?
I don't even watch anime.
No. I've only watched a few clips on Instagram, I think.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
bad
so in
anime
that case,
fans.
nah, that's fine.
We-
In that case,
this will probably be anime of the year from what I understand.
Exactly.
I'm not going to spoil. Yeah, I don't think I like it. I was. It's not like I went too deep into any of these other shows, anyways. But like
Yeah.
with Takapi, it's basically what it's about is about like this pink octopus alien who came from the planet Happy, and he's quite how do I describe it? Tone deaf. He doesn't. He doesn't quite understand human emotions very well, and like it's very obvious. Like his entire thing, he literally comes from the planet Happy. He's called a Happian, and his goal is to basically, Happians. Their goal is to go across the universe and spread happiness. And that's what he's doing here on Earth and stuff. And he meets this young girl, and she's getting bullied at school, and and his goal is to try and bring a smile to her face basically and help her out, and that's what the initial premise is about. But
Doesn't it get
there's
really
a lot
dark?
of it does get very dark, and there's a lot of plot twists. Even if I was to tell you exactly how it got dark at the with the initial plot twist, it'd still surprise you after that. Because I feel like
back to Pon Pon.
I have heard of comparisons to Pun Pun, but I haven't read Oyasumi Pun Pun either, so I can't quite say how much of an accurate comparison that is. But I will say that with Takopi, because I feel like just by saying, oh, it gets super dark and stuff, and you take one look at it, and you can probably figure out what the first thing, you can probably figure out how it's going to get dark.
The alien
And,
kills people. That's my
No.
Secrets to happiness is killing people. That's the plot twist.
You can, but
I'm
like
kidding.
even after, even if you can see it coming, it's still like extremely impactful when it happens, and then after that, the surprises just keep coming. Like I'm like, oh, I didn't expect that to happen at all, and I will say that the last episode is probably the weakest, but like overall, it's still a very, very good show.
Is it only 6
And,
episodes, or is it more? Is there still
It's
more
only
coming
6
out?
episodes long. There's no more
Oh,
coming out.
okay.
It's a complete story.
Oh,
like
6
there's
out.
Oh, okay.
so like there's no reason not to watch it, because it's not like there's gonna be a season 2 or anything. It's
That's
just a
like
complete
2
story.
hours, bro. I could read like so much One Piece in that time, you know?
I could watch another Transformers again.
Nah,
Sorry about that,
just
my,
yeah.
My partner
Can
called
do
me.
nothing for 2 hours. Just scrolling on my phone.
But-
Yeah, the amount of
I'll-
like edits I could scroll through in that time, man. Come on.
The amount of Instagram reels, TikToks, man.
Exactly.
But yeah,
The video I think I could do in that time is like 1 minute.
but yeah, it's one of those shows that I definitely recommend. You okay? I was about to say everyone, but maybe not everyone. I don't think. But man, a lot of people need to watch Takopi. It is a very interesting show. And it's very emotional as well. But like, I really love it, and it manages. And like, even if I do think that the last episode is like there are some aspects of it that are kind of weak and stuff, it's still like everything does what it needs to do by the end.
Yeah.
And you feel like it's an emotionally complete experience, and yeah, it just genuinely surprised me. And I was watching this week by week, like, and like with the things that had happened at the end of each episode, and it just let you sit with it for that week and stuff, and just to mull it over and stuff and think about what just happened. That was an entire experience in itself. Which you probably won't get as much of like just from binging it. But like you should still like everyone should watch it.
Yeah, I've heard people say that it's kind of like this year's Frieren when it comes to the quality. Like it is such a good story. Not necessarily
Yeah, it is
wise because Frieren's animation is just fucking next level, but like story wise.
I mean, in regards to quality, yes, but like aside from that, there's pretty much nothing alike. Because,
it's like
obviously
the quality version. Because when Frieren came out, it was like this is the anime of the year.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Didn't like
things
Soul
where
Level
like,
and win
you watch
anyway,
it-
so I'm like,
Yeah, but like I think everyone knows that Frieren was the real anime of the year.
Yeah, it is incredible.
But yeah, if Frieren was that, then I believe that Tatakopi is that for this year because like it's just one of those shows where you watch it and you just feel the quality from it, like in a very different way from Frieren though. Frieren had very high quality animation, and Tatakopi's animation is more it's very high quality as well, but in a different way, where it has a very clear art style to it. It's very sketchy. It's very like the character designs are very different, and the line work and stuff, like you can see how carefully it's drawn and stuff, but it's done in a very different way. And yeah, but yeah, definitely the story is definitely the like biggest, most emotionally impactful part of it, to me and stuff. And I think I'm gonna have to make a video on it. I can already see that there are gonna be tons of video essays on it though, so I'm not even sure if mine's gonna be able to stand out. But I might need to do it anyways.
Yeah, I mean,
Just fucking
sometimes
do
you
it,
just
man.
have to make a video.
Sometimes you just gotta.
You just gotta
Okay.
do it, man.
just do it.
Speaking about gotta do it, Hunter
Hunter
x Hunter.
Now,
Hunter x
do
Hunter.
you,
Have you
before we
guys
do it,
seen the
do
last
you
tweets
pronounce
of the?
exhibit?
Oh yeah, true. That's the first question we need to ask. Do you pronounce the X or don't you?
No, I don't. I
Yeah,
don't
who
pronounce
pronounces the
I don't
X? What are
think
you,
you're supposed to.
stupid?
Hunter x Hunter.
But I do
it's
pronounce
like
the
Hunter x
X
Hunter.
in Spy X Family.
Oh, Spy X Family does have the X.
You must have the X.
Is
I
this
call
the
it a spy
remake-
family.
Is this the remake
I always
or is
thought
this the original Hunter x Hunter?
I think that's
the remake. I never saw the original Hunter. I never saw.
Bro,
I
the
only
art
found out
direction
that
in
there
the
was
OG is so good, bro. It's so good.
I only realized that there was an older Hunter x Hunter after like watching most of the remake. Well, I didn't even know it was a remake. I just knew it was a 2011 Hunter x Hunter. But like just Hunter x Hunter, like the story as a whole, it's still one of those shonen series that's still like what I'm not gonna call it like. Yeah, it's a bit reductive to describe it as a shonen, but battle shonen. It's one of those battle shonen series that still it stuck with me today and stuff. There's just so many things about it that is done so extremely well, and it's also one of those series that I showed to my family and stuff, and we were all watching it, and we were all just engrossed in it. Like we were just binge watching it all, and yeah, and I'm literally like rewatching the episodes and stuff, and it's still just as interesting. I just think Togashi's writing, like in general, is just on another level. Like he's just a really good writer. I don't really know.
Yeah.
There's a different vibe to the series than most battle shonen series that I can't quite describe why. Like with the way it's written and stuff and how it solves certain things. Yeah. I'm not sure how to describe why the vibe is different, but it's just very different.
And I think it's just his style of writing stuff, you know, because it's
his
hard
style
to
of
have
writing.
a mangaka that can make like not one but like two great series that like have stood the test of time. So, you know, he's the goat. Like funny thing, I follow him on Twitter, and literally every time that he uploads something on Twitter, like today I've dropped page. Yeah, exactly. Everyone is like, oh,
He just put 2 lines on a page. Oh my.
exactly.
He's cooking. Let him cook.
Yeah, he's the goat. He can do it. Not other. I don't think there's another mangaka that could do something like that.
It's very
Have you seen the fucking Twitter comments now that Gege is making a new anime out of JJK?
Ooh,
A third
yeah,
season or a new?
It's
I haven't.
So the Twitter comments are so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
What-
Because
what was
apparently
the comment
Gege
like?
is doing a new manga and is
Yep.
same Jujutsu Kaisen. So, people.
What
Since
if he
people
just made Jujutsu Kaisen 2?
exactly, exactly.
It's there's one character like there was one character that was shown off from the new manga that looks very similar to Jogo from Jujutsu Kaisen, and people are already, oh, it's being infected by Jujutsu Mid.
Mitsu Kaisen.
Twitter is such a fucking cesspool.
It is a cesspool. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually like. It took me ages to actually get around to actually watching Jujutsu Kaisen, and I'm only and that's only because like there are shows that I watch by myself, and there are shows that I watch with my brother. And usually, the shows that I watch with my brother are more so like action shonen-y, whereas the shows that I watch myself are usually more so slice of life and romance or whatever experimental stuff. And I kind of use that to like, okay, this is where I'm gonna watch the shows that I don't really care that much to watch, but I probably should watch because of how popular they are. And yeah, I actually watched Solo Leveling because of that, and I actually quite enjoyed it purely because it was just like, it's a fun show. It doesn't really need to think too deep about it. It's kind of
Jesus'
has that
head is
video
just
game
like-
progression.
Yeah.
Yes,
It doesn't do anything, but it's entertainment.
All right.
it's entertaining.
Alright.
Yeah, exactly. I'm watching it,
It's
and I'm
the same as
thinking,
like early Demon Slayer.
Yes,
Pretty much, yeah.
exactly.
Nah, Demon Slayer sucks, bro.
I'm watching it,
Demon Slayer's
and
not
I'm
even
thinking,
entertaining, bro.
and I'm just watching it, and I'm thinking, this is a satisfying progression of events, like similar to how you would when playing a video game and stuff. He's getting stronger, he's working and stuff, and every time he goes back and fights more, then that makes him stronger in return and stuff. That's like and it does it like decently. It's not deep, but like it's an entertaining show. But like, to be honest, I'm actually watching Jujutsu Kaisen, and I finished season 1, and
It's more than half of
I
this
thought it was-
podcast is managed.
Yes, exactly.
I didn't care for it at all. I didn't really care for
It's
it at all,
not
to be
good,
honest.
bro. That's
I'm
first season
still,
is
I'm
pretty
still
mid.
not getting into it.
Second
I feel like
season
the big
though
problem-
gets better
the big-
from what little I've
Yeah,
seen.
the big problem
Yeah.
with Jujutsu Kaisen is that Itadori is just a really bad character. And Gege himself
sorry,
has
what?
said that
Yeah.
the main character in Jujutsu Kaisen
Yeah.
is like Gege himself has said that he hates him.
Hates him or hates Gojo?
Okay, that's
Now, like, I mean, there are obviously massive issues with Jujutsu Kaisen, like the fact that Gege just wrote himself into a corner with Gojo
Yeah.
being such an active and such a powerful character. But it does get really good towards season 2, and now that season 3 is coming, it'll probably be like really good.
But I heard the Cullen games kind of sucked, bro. Like I heard
I
people
liked it in
criticize
the
it when it
manga.
was in the manga.
Here- Here's the thing,
It's,
though.
I'm act-
it's weird.
I've started season 2, and I'm actually enjoying it a bit more.
Yeah,
Like
season 2 is better.
I noticeably noticeably notice. I can visually see like the difference in quality as well with both
Yeah.
like the animation and stuff, but also like because like right now it's in like kind of prequel territory where it's focusing on like Gojo in his earlier days and stuff, and I'm actually finding that I'm actually finding that more interesting than what was happening in the main plot throughout most of season 1. To be honest, I wasn't really interested in most of the main plot for Jujutsu Kaisen season 1. I did find it a bit more interesting whenever it introduced a different character. Like there was that one guy who was at his school and stuff. He was very depressed and everything.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. The guy who Mahito kills.
Yeah,
Sorry,
he
him.
was cool.
I-
The frog guy.
Yeah.
turned
I
into a
actually
frog.
thought he was fit. Yeah, I actually thought, like what? And Yuji meeting him and stuff, and that entire storyline. I thought that was actually more interesting than the entire main storyline. And then when that was over and stuff, and he died, and then Yuji, and then we go back to the A plot again and stuff. I was like, man, this is kind of significantly less interesting. And it's not like I hated it, but like there was never a point where I feel like, oh, I have to watch the next episode to see what happens next, kind of thing. It
The
was
only
just
time
like,
I really
yeah, I'll
felt-
watch the next episode
Yeah.
when it,
Yeah.
Here's
The only
the-
time I
here-
felt
here's
good
my
season one is
opinion.
Sorry, Anime, go on.
No, you go first. You go first.
No, like the only time I felt I really wanted to see the next episode is the Hanami fight towards the end of season one because it's such a really cool fight.
Okay, that was a pretty good fight, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like,
mainly
there are cool
because-
fights.
Yeah,
But,
the
like,
fights in season 2 become just like impact frames everywhere.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
That's towards season
Peak
2.
cinema.
Right,
Oh my god. No, but
Yeah, the thing-
Here's the thing. I think Jujutsu Kaisen it has a very good concept, but compared to, for an example, other mangakas, I think Gege needed like some other stories to kind of hone his right a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because, like, for example, on the last video, like, I kind of talked about like how some mangakas kind of needed to write like.
you're cutting off a
They're
little bit.
beats.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, my bad. Can you guys hear me better now?
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
yes.
Like I was on my other video, I kind of talked about like how certain mangakas, before they hit it big with, like, let's say, a specific series, they would write some other stuff that wouldn't get published, but it would help them get their like bones, like in terms of like writing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And I feel like
exactly.
Gege had the ideas, had the concept, had everything, but he kind of didn't have like the structure to write a story as big as and as complex as Jujutsu Kaisen. That's kind of like why he kind of shot himself in the foot in a certain way, Like
You need that
he
practice to get
Exactly.
your
Yeah.
you need
because
to
then
say-
you end up like writing an ending
fundamentals.
to a story that I think every person that I've met that has read Jujutsu Kaisen doesn't like the ending of the series. They're like, oh, it was kind of shit, or was kind of
I heard a lot of shitty things about the ending. Is like,
Yeah,
oh,
exactly.
Yeah.
So
I mean, people were shitting on Attack on Titan's ending, and it wasn't that bad.
yes,
I don't know.
I mean,
buddy.
true.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
open up that can of worms,
Hey,
bro.
yeah,
let's
That's
not,
an
let's
entire
not
can of
open
worms.
that.
I
Exactly.
thought Attack on Titan's ending I'm a bit conflicted on. There are parts of it that I like. There are other parts of it that I felt like this really sucks.
Yeah.
I feel like it was great up until the ending of that last fight, and then everything after that was a mixed bag. Like,
Yeah.
there were things that I was like, yeah, this is good, and there are other things like, nah, I don't like this at all.
But at the same time, it's also like it kinda had to be that way.
Yes.
Yeah,
Again,
with some
it's
things,
almost
but
like
there are
about
things that
Yeah.
things that I feel could have been cut out, and it would be better for
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
yes, absolutely.
it. So it's like, yeah, because like there were things where it's just like, you didn't need to include this thing. I mean, I'm not really going to call it a retcon. It's more like because like it's a reveal, but it feels like a retcon. There are things where it's just like it would have been stronger if you just stuck with the thing that we all thought it was, with like Eren and stuff, and the sorry, I'm being stupid now. I forgot the name of that Ymir. And
that was good
I felt
stuff.
like Ymir was a lot stronger before what was revealed about her in the final episode. It's like,
Yeah.
that kind of sucks. Like, you could have just kept it with what it was before, and like it would have been a lot better.
Didn't you just
you didn't need to reveal that.
Just so stupid. Like, you're just trying to like get a little bit of tearjerk at the end. I'm like, get that crap away from me, bro.
Super hating
Here's
those
the thing.
because he doesn't want to show emotion.
I
He's a
remember like
really
being
man.
very, very, like, very. I was a big part of the community of Attack on Titan when that happened, and there.
And he cut up.
Like that. Oh, for fuck's sake!
off, man.
I need to change my mic. My bad. But again,
that was the internet.
I was saying I was part of the Attack on Titan community back in the day when the ending was happening, and there were a lot of theories about like why the ending was like that. Or maybe Hisayama, he kind of like had cold feet about the actual ending that he wanted to have for the story, and so he decided to kind of play it safe. But then doing like that, he kind of shot himself in the foot because it was an ending, but it wasn't the ending that kind of we're expecting. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there were also people who were wanting that the ending where Eren like fucking time
Yes,
travels and just
exactly.
go lives in the hut with Mikasa. Like,
Okay, that's awful.
Yeah, I
that, no,
remember
that would have
reading
been
that.
genuinely
I mean-
awful.
That would have been terrible.
Okay, the general direction, the general direction of where the series went, like I wouldn't have changed it. Like the
Yeah,
same
absolutely.
basic concept of things that happened, are things that I felt like, yeah, that's how it should have ended. It's mostly with the details. It's mostly with the things that happen within it, where it's just like that was a bit of a
and
strange thing
it's
to
more like
include. You didn't need to do it like
yeah,
that.
It is
Yeah, like
exactly
the
that.
ending
It didn't need
stuck
to be
the
here.
landing, but it was like
Yeah,
a kind of like a hard landing, you know?
yeah.
Fractured a couple of
And there were
bones.
also because I
Exactly.
get what they because like things with what they were going for with Eren actually being kind of pathetic and everything
Oh,
and
I
crying
hate him
about
so
Mikasa and all that stuff.
Such a loser,
I get
bro.
I get what you're trying to go for in theory and stuff, but it doesn't work.
He's
And
just
I'm
such
not
a
one of those people
loser,
who I'm not one of those people who thought, oh my god, Eren was so cool before then. He's such a giga chatter. I want no, I worship like I think he's so cool and stuff. I was like, I didn't really like feel that like think
Yeah.
that about Eren and stuff. I knew that he was very much a complex character. He was hurting and everything, but like
I watched the series with Mikasa.
the decision to make him kind of like be like that in the end, it's not because it broke that illusion of thinking he was cool. It was more so that it was just not kind of what I was hoping for. I was hoping for
Yeah.
something more sad. I was hoping for something a moment where he finally broke down and like uh kind of and it would have been a genuinely emotional moment or something like that, like something
Yeah.
that's like hard hitting where he revealed his true feelings the entire time and stuff, but instead it was just kind of this, oh, is that it? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's kind of
it-
pathetic, man. It was just like,
Exactly.
this doesn't
It
really
tried to make
work.
emotional impact without achieving it.
Exactly.
Ah, I don't know. I kind of say it's the opposite. It kind of like it had everything it needed to have an emotional impact, but
Yeah.
it just decided to
It
turn it
went-
into a joke. So
it
it's just like
went towards it the wrong way.
exactly, it went about it the wrong way,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I feel like it had all the different ingredients it needed to make it emotional, but it didn't. And I was kind of weirded out by how they handled it instead. And also, but I heard apparently also that there were things in the manga, there were lines in the manga that were even worse.
Oh
that they cut out. Oh my god! That
Oh,
what was
yeah.
that? What was that line? Where it's just like, where
I don't
Armin
want
was
Mikasa
saying,
to marry
"Thank you."
another man for 10 years. I want her to
No,
remember me
that was in
forever.
the anime.
Oh,
Is
that's
the
so
manga. Wait. Attack
He's just such a
on Titan
loser,
manga.
bro.
Thank you. Wait, what? It was the.
I think
let me
was it
find
the
the
one that
line. Was
Armin
it-
said?
You
"Thank
became
for
you became
becoming
a mass.
yeah,
you became a
that
mass
one.
murderer for our sake.
Oh, is that where like
Thank
I
you,
keep seeing? I've seen that edited with Hitler, bro. I keep seeing
Yes,
that
yes,
with
yes.
with Albert Einstein saying that to Hitler. Is that where that's from?
Yes, yes.
It is where it's from. He was literally saying,
What?
"Aaron, thank you. You became a mass murderer for our sake."
What?
Yes.
That is such
Yeah.
a terrible
This is what
line.
like
I'm
that.
so
Like this is
why.
your goat. This is your guy's favorite manga, bro. I'm like, what is this,
like
bro?
okay,
Yeah.
because like I get what it is in theory and stuff, right? Aaron made a
Yeah,
huge
yeah.
sacrifice. He was doing all those things for the greater good.
He stepped on lots
was
of kids.
essentially, but like, it's such a hilarious line. Just saying it like that. Why did you need to say it like that? You don't
Yeah.
say you became a
Show,
mass
don't tell.
murderer for our sake. Like,
Say
Yeah,
anything,
sure,
and it would have been better.
that's unintentionally comical. It's like
Yeah.
the way you frame it like that. Like
I feel like
yeah.
that is sometimes the problem. Like when you have a story that is as complex as Attack on Titan, you sometimes like ending it kind of becomes like you feel
Yeah.
like you need to do something more, and then the way you do it just ends up being comical without intending to be because it's so
Yeah,
bad
exactly.
in comparison.
Exactly.
It's not like I'd because like if there was to be a rewrite for the ending of Attack on Titan and stuff, it's not like I'd want to change anything drastically. I just
Yeah.
wanna polish it. Like give it let it cook. Like really think it over the dialogue,
Sorry, I just found this
over.
picture. I
Let's
just
see.
found this picture.
There's a
It
there's
will-
a lot of people like
Oh
one of
my
my
God.
professors said that it's for a lot of like literature. There's the problem that they want to create the impact of the closing word, not the closing words, but like the that then kicks off the epilogue Lord of the Rings. Well, Tolkien did the whole like you my friends, you don't bow to anyone, and people like want to recreate the impact of those words, but it is incredibly difficult.
Yes.
And then you end up with stuff like you became a mass murderer for us.
This I think this is in
Thank you.
this is a German thumbnail for a Attack on Titan video.
Oh my God, I'm scared.
Oh, God.
But honestly, a lot of Aaron's whole like rumbling, his
No.
whole paramilitary stuff. I don't know, man. There are some
it's
parallels
kind
to be
There's
drawn.
a
I
lot of
don't
symbology
know.
in Attack on
Yeah,
Titan.
no,
It's
but-
like
but
our
that-
race
that's
is
the whole
the
thing,
only
right?
race allowed to live. I
She-
don't know.
Eren is supposed to become like what he sworn to destroy in a certain way.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the
Yeah,
whole
exactly.
thing of
He's just
season 4. or
Hitler with
beyond.
abs, bro. That's all he is.
Exactly.
And long hair, and long hair.
Oh my God.
Hitler with abs.
We're talking
Hell
about Attack on Titan to avoid talking about Made
The
in
funny
Abyss,
man with the
because-
mustache.
Because some things about Made in Abyss are a bit more even more dodgy
Ooh,
than
true.
Attack on
We are
Titan.
trying to dodge the bullet, but we're gonna have to talk about Made in.
I fucking love Made in Abyss.
I'm
It's
gonna
so
go to
yeah.
the
good.
toilet. You guys continue without me for a minute.
And
All
Speed
right.
hasn't seen Attack on Made in Abyss. Such a good show.
Made in
Such
Abyss
a
is
weird-
amazing.
such a weird
think-
author, but such a good show.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Made in Abyss. I'm on my free by free. I'm specifically talking about Made in Abyss season 1 because I still think personally that was the best
Yeah.
season.
The movie is incredible. The third one, which is like what happens between seasons 1 and 2 with Bondrewd.
Yeah, that was also really good. But like, yeah, I think I think what interested me the most about Made in Abyss season 1 that I'm not sure they'll be able to capture it again is that entire feeling because like it's a very fantastical world and
Yeah.
it's very like light for like actually the majority of it. It's very much an adventure show where
Yeah,
they're
it's that-
going down the layers, exploring each
Yeah.
time, and then there's the moment where shit finally hits the roof and everything goes wrong and everything, and that's the dark shit. That's when yeah, there we go again.
It's,
Starting off
it's
with slice
kind-
of life, becoming
uh,
dark and complex as
yeah.
it goes on.
Have
But-
you seen or read specifically read actually in this case? Have you read Dungeon Meshi?
Ooh, yeah.
Dungeon
that-
Meshi.
Dungeon
Ah,
Dungeon.
I think you would
I have-
probably like
because
Dungeon
I
Meshi.
haven't.
It has a very similar premise where the like beginning is very like childlike glee of adventure and discovery, and then it just
I'm actually watching the anime of that.
it
like,
goes
Oh, it's
I
so,
haven't-
so good, so good.
I don't know,
I'm-
man. How many times can they cook up a goblin before you're like, oh, brother, we get it?
many times. Like
Many
the,
times.
I only lasted 10 chapters.
this is a very slight spoiler, but Dungeon Meshi gets really dark. Towards the end.
Interesting.
I hate spoilers.
Yeah.
But it's it has a very similar
I
like
did hear-
structure to
I think I did
to
hear
Made in
that.
Abyss.
But yeah, like with the I think because like they're like objectively the things that happen in the movie are a lot more fucked up. Like
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
just like that's not
The
even
whole,
up to
the
question.
whole substitute thing is like whoa.
There's a lot of fucked up stuff going on in the movie.
Yep.
But I think, but to me personally, I still think the ending of season 1 was the most impactful part of it to me because that was when it was still fresh. That was when because like you were still waiting for the ball to drop. The hints were always scattered there throughout the beginning of season 1. You know very well that this is going to get
Rico's
really
room
dark
being
at
a
some
torture
point.
chamber.
But yeah, and then you see the scene, where Nanachi and stuff, the flashback scene with her and her friend and stuff. That god damn, that was just really fucked up, but it was so emotional at the same time. And that scene, that elevator scene is gonna stick with me.
Yeah.
even
We're gonna
if
tell me
and yeah, with Mitty and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of fucked up concepts going on in the movie and season 2 as well. Like, God, the entire with season 2, like there's just like that one character, I forgot her name, who was like, I don't know how to describe it without like it sounding utterly disgusting.
Without getting your
But like,
channel yeeted out of YouTube for this
Yeah.
pretty
episode.
much, yeah. But that character, like
Yeah.
it was like there's a lot of fucked up stuff going on. But like, I still think the elevator scene was one of my favorite scenes ever in this show, because it was so emotionally raw and stuff. And that was like just when things were finally making that transition
Yeah.
over from the lighthearted stuff to the dark stuff. And I think
You
that's
still
what made
have,
it
like,
most.
at that point, you still have the feeling that maybe things will turn out better, and then you get that scene, and it's all downhill from there.
Yeah, pretty much. The Golden City and stuff. I'm
yeah.
interested in how they're going to continue the story from here on. I have
They
no
did
idea.
They announced the movie like a month ago, I think, the next movie.
I did see that as well.
I think they're gonna do the same as they did with seasons 1 and 2. There's gonna be a movie and then a third season. I think that's what they said.
I'm pretty sure they mentioned that there were going to be 2 movies.
I was like,
So
movies,
I
okay.
really have no idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really have no idea what they're gonna do next. But yeah, I think like the entire emotional journey throughout season 1 and everything was probably the most interesting part of it to me. Like, I don't think anything's gonna be able to top that. Like it's
Yeah.
it's still gonna be good. I'm still gonna watch it, but like, yeah, I think season 1 is still gonna be my favorite.
Yeah. There is just something like in a story like Made in Abyss, there is something magical about that first season where you don't really quite know how far it's gonna go.
Yeah, exactly. It was a very unique experience.
And it's like, I feel like Made in Abyss is one of the best examples of world building that they've done for
Oh, yeah,
specifically for the whole.
absolutely.
It's so good.
The world building is so interesting. I was like, even just like after like watching with them explain it in the first episode, everything about the biz, it's like, holy shit, this is. I want to learn more about this thing. Like, like with each layer they're going down in and stuff, and like watching them meet the different characters. I am a little concerned about how easily the adults just let them go, though. Like, I'm just like,
I mean,
dude, really? They're
the
going on a
orphanage-
death mission. What the hell?
there is
Yeah,
also
very
the whole
careful
fact that
about
the orphanage like uses child labor to go into the abyss to collect the artifacts, which is like, what?
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Maybe it all like it's not like it's contradicting itself in universe. And
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I guess considering those are the types of people that are making children do their labor, then I guess it makes sense why they'd be fairly casual about the fact that these 2 kids are going down to their deaths and won't
Yeah.
be able to ever come back.
It's fine.
Like, damn. It's fine. We'll never
worst
see
that
them
could
again, but
happen.
what
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I did have a look at it, and it is going to be an original film series going forward from here on, which I fucking hate the new trend of everything has to be a movie.
Oh, true. Now we don't
Yeah.
have seasons anymore. Now it's movie endings.
Yeah.
That's all we get now.
I guess that
I really-
they did the same thing. They're doing the same thing with Haikyuu, aren't they?
I really hope they do another season of Haikyuu because there's so much manga left. I literally finished Haikyuu like a month ago, and
Yeah,
I heard that it's just gonna be one movie, and there's like 13 chapters of manga left.
Oh boy.
Wait, how many chapters? 30?
I think like 13 chapters. There's like a whole time skip and everything, and they're supposed to shove that into one movie.
It can just make it 3 hours long, 3.5 hours.
I don't think 3 hours is
But
gonna be enough.
yeah, I was
4
about to
hour
say the same
long
thing.
Hobbit cut, not Hobbit,
'Cause,
Lord of the Rings
Yeah,
cut.
Yeah, it needs to be fucking Three Kingdom. No, Three fucking what's it called? The Return of the King extended edition, which is like 3.5 hours.
Yeah, to be honest, because like I actually finished watching the anime for Haikyuu like a couple months ago with my brother. It was one of those shows like, oh man, this it was one of those shows that was really really good. I'm so glad that I watched it. But like then we finished the movie, and I'm thinking, they're still very much within the tournament. They're nowhere near the end of it. And you're telling me that they're supposed to resolve this with one movie left?
Yeah.
I think
How?
it's
Like-
more than a full volume left of the manga. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm just confused on how on earth they're actually going to be able to like conclude the
Gonna
story
change
in
the
just one
ending.
movie. It does
Maybe.
not
It
feel
is
like they're
like
towards the
it is
ending
the
at all.
general worry with Haikyuu, like the Haikyuu fandom, is that there just isn't enough time in one movie to put everything in it that needs to be in it.
Yeah, I'd be more like because I've heard people say, because like with Mob Psycho season 3, for example, I heard before it was coming out, I heard some people saying it's like, oh, I didn't think there was that much manga content for a full season and stuff, but it turned out fine. And so like I feel like I'd be more comforted if I knew that there was going to be a final season instead of just a movie, because at least I know that even if they need to add things to pad it out, that they'd be able to adapt everything properly. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's always a lot safer to have the ideas that there's maybe too little to finish a full season rather than too much to fit into the time given to it, like the time allocated.
Yeah, exactly. Because like at the very least, if there's too little, you could just add things. And like that's fairly a straightforward thing. Like if you want to expand on certain characters, if you want to do a few fun things, easy. You could also get the writer to help out with that or whatever if you can. If you have too much and you have to fit it into one thing, it's like now you got to decide what you're going to cut. And some of those things are probably going to be very important, because like, how can you make that decision?
Yeah. I kind of hope the way they do it is that they make the movie and then they go, haha, got him, we're gonna make another.
Got him. Part 2.
Like that. It's gonna be season 4, part 2, part 3.
I mean, say what you will about Attack on Titan dragging out those final seasons, but at the very least, they didn't actually make the final season. Like pacing wise, they adapted most of it properly. Like they were adapting everything properly. It's just really funny how it's the final season, part 2, part 3.1, the movie. So I was like,
the last one was like final season, part 3, second half.
Core 1.
This is ridiculous, bro. It's like you could have, but like I'm not making fun of the content itself. The way the content was adapted was great. The only like you just didn't need to name it like that.
Name it the final.
They just wanted the hype. They just wanted the hype of calling
It's funny.
Yeah, it's like the final season. Okay, the final season part 2. The final season part 3.
Final season, the real finale.
The real finale is like the final season part 3 is the first movie, and then there's a final season part 3, which is the second movie, and that's the real finale. It's like, okay, man, okay, you didn't need to do all that.
I think after part 1, I was like, yeah, I'm out. I'm not gonna. I've read the manga. I know how it's done. I don't.
Yeah.
It's like, how hard would it have been to go? This is Attack on Titan, season. I mean, I guess
it would have gone to 8 seasons or something like that, but still, it would have been better than part 4, part 1, part 3, whatever.
I mean, I kind of get the logic as well, because the final season is supposed to be encapsulating that entire time segment.
They could have called it the final arc, but even that,
the final saga or something. You could have called it the final saga, and like.
It's because we are so accustomed to believe that a season is, that's it. So the final season. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, also there is the fact that they kind of wanted to milk the hype of like...
Oh, true. Attack on Titan back in that period of time was so big. So
it's also I did a whole video on that thing, like, and I looked into the like whole split core thing a lot, and there is like a lot of research behind the fact that like around, if you do a 25 episode season, for example, around midway point, people kind of start losing interest, and you lose hype and you lose viewers, and that's why they nowadays do the whole split core of like part 1, part 2, because then they have time to again build up the hype for the next part of the season, despite potentially having made it all in one go, but just not releasing it all in one go.
That's what we are gonna start doing with the podcast. This is part 1. And in a few months, we're gonna release part 2.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense, because like one cour measures up to exactly one season, and that's kind of how most people watch anime now. It's by seasonals, and each season is 12
You guys
episodes
watch
long and
anime?
stuff. And most anime seasons are like 12 to 14 episodes long.
Yeah.
That's kind of the standard now.
I think it would probably be impossible to make something like One Piece nowadays. That at least get funding for something like One Piece nowadays that just goes on and on and on and on and on and on.
It'd be
I
very
think the
difficult.
closest thing we had to that was My Hero at a certain point, but even
Yeah,
that,
it did run for a bit.
yeah, even that
It's
is
on like
But
season
it's
9.
What was the first like genuine break that the One Piece anime took? It was,
It was
like
this
the
year.
time skip.
No,
There was a break. Wasn't there a break during time skip?
I don't think so. Or you mean in the manga? I think there was a 4-week break in the manga, and there was
in the
another
anime, like
4-week break at the beginning of the final saga. So like a
Yeah.
year or two ago.
Yeah, like you just couldn't get funding for that nowadays.
Yeah. But I think it only worked because of One Piece, because it's One Piece. Like everyone knows it. Like at that point, you can keep it sustaining. You can keep sustaining it because it's so big. To drop that kind of investment now, that's a huge risk. That's like
There was, what was it? One of the like really recent anime just announced like all the seasons they're gonna do, like straight up. I think it's something that's currently airing as well.
I think I know which one you're talking
Dan.
about.
I didn't know they're doing that. Oh, but even with
It's not done.
because like even what you mentioned before about the 25 episode thing, with there being like a bit of a dip in the middle and stuff, that's actually something I did notice, because I was watching Apothecary Diaries and everything, and I really enjoy it, but like those also, because that also drops in like it just continuously aired the 25 episodes without there being a break between the
There was
curves.
a 1 week break. There was a 1 week break in between.
It was like a 1 week break, yeah. But like it's not doing this entire part 1 and part 2 thing. It's just airing generally like the 25 episodes continuously. And I must admit, there were times when I didn't watch the episode immediately as soon as it came out. I'd wait for like a few episodes to drop, and then I'd watch all of them. And then more episodes would come out. I wouldn't watch them immediately. And then once there's like 4 or 5 or 6, then I'd watch them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Compared to things where it was like with like Tatakopi and stuff, where I knew that it was only going to be 6 episodes long, and it was really easy to keep up with it weekly because it was very short.
It's because of people like you that all the TV shows these days are only 6 to 8 episodes, man, and we have to wait 2 years between seasons.
Okay, that's diabolical.
Okay, I didn't ask for that.
TikTok is destroying our attention span.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I do totally get what you mean. Like, I absolutely love Apothecary Diaries. It's one of my all-time favorite anime, and I still did the same. Of like, I mean, for me, it's partially because I just wanted that feeling of there's still another episode to go after I finished the previous one. But yeah, I absolutely do get what you mean. And it,
I mean, I guess it's also because of the fact that Apothecary,
it's very
Apothecary
episodic
Diaries
as well.
is yeah. I mean, Apothecary
Seasons
and
especially.
stuff. It's one of those things where I'm just kind of watching it because like, you know, the characters are fun, and I like one of. It's not one of those things where it's like, oh my god, Jesus Christ, that's a huge plot twist. I have to find out what happens next. I mean, there were things that happened in Apothecary Diaries that were like that later on in season 2, but for the most part, it's mostly just. Yeah, I'm having a good time watching this.
Yeah, I feel like
and
there are some incredible individual scenes, like the one where Jinshi and Mama are talking. Like Mama asks Jinshi how she wants to be executed when she eventually fucks up. Oh boy,
yeah,
like, that was rough.
No, I'm not saying that the entire show is just a funny show or whatever and stuff. It is an amazing show. There's a lot of depth there, but like. Yeah, it's also like one of those shows that are a bit more laid back in general.
Yeah.
And I'm so because of that, I don't feel a strong desire to watch an episode the second it comes out. Like I can wait. Like that is that kind of thing. Whereas with Tatakopi, it was the exact opposite. It was not laid back at all. I'm watching it and I'm like fully like like if I don't find out what happens next week, I'm gonna kill someone. Like it's that kind of show. But they're just two very different things, totally different aims with that.
Yeah, man. Well,
Hmm.
we did go through your 3x3, man, and
Yeah.
I think it was the
Yeah.
and in this episode, I think it was that we did with a guest in terms of like going through
Wait,
the
sorry, what?
3x3.
You cut off a little bit.
Oh my god, I need to change my mic. God damn it! But I would say
Bro,
like
Mike actually
compared
hates him.
to like all the other guests, I think even with ourselves, we did spend a lot of time with your, which in a good way, Like usually, people just hover shows and
They'll be
like that.
boom, it's this anime. Boom, it's that anime. Boom,
Exactly.
it's this anime.
And
Everyone doesn't
with
talk
your
shit.
list that we were able to, I think everyone had a moment where we could talk about a specific show up thing, and I think that was very, very cool. And your taste, I think it's kind of cool that your taste is like a slice of life, but it needs to have a twist in a certain way to keep it interesting. I think it's something. I think
still
I've
cutting off,
sent
I'm sorry.
you. Oh no! God damn it! I need to. I need my
But yeah,
mic. Is
I
broken.
generally got what you mean. I'm not sure it's
Yeah.
your mic. I think it's just Discord. Discord tends
It
to
could be,
like
just Discord.
cut off sometimes. Yeah, but like I do get what you mean. I like. Yeah, I could have gone through it a lot faster and stuff, but I do
No, but
value
that was
each of
that
these
was
shows.
good. I like the fact that that you really took your time to explain
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It's almost
I mean,
you're
that's
an
kind of
anime
what I do with my
YouTuber who
videos.
does anime reviews.
Ah! Who would have known?
Like
But
when
yeah,
I went through mine like years ago, I'd be like, I don't know, I just kind of fucking liked it.
Yeah.
I just liked it,
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
man.
what's
I just
funny is
liked
that
it a lot, man. That was really my reason.
I think
What's
the
funny is
only
that
thing we've ever spent longer on in a single like anime thing is
True,
the
true.
fucking whole JoJo's thing that we had.
Exactly. True. I think you're the first the first
JoJo.
guest that we have that didn't have JoJo's in their 3x3.
So,
oh, really?
You're either the
That's
first
very
or the
funny.
second or something like that.
yeah. I think
What's
Austin
funny
did
is
have
that I
JoJo.
actually, yeah, I'm making because like, oh man, JoJo is one of those shows where I'm watching it and like, I kind of have mixed opinions about it. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I'm kind of meh on it.
What part
But,
are
like,
you on right now?
as a show in general, it is extremely funny to talk about. Like, it is
Oh,
one
yeah.
of the funniest shows to talk about because of just how insane some parts of it, and just talking about what Araki could have possibly been thinking to create it and
smoking.
stuff.
Yeah.
No, or smoking, yeah. I'm still reeling over the way they brought what was his
The
name
monkey.
from part 3 back to life. Wait a second.
Oh, Abdul.
Abdul.
yeah,
Bro.
Muhammad Abdul. Yeah. I'm still reeling over the way they decided to bring him back.
Yeah.
With
Such a
the
stupid
bullshit
way, but-
reasoning, it's like, oh no, he didn't actually die. He just when the bullet just skidded off of his forehead
Yeah.
as he was falling backwards, and we
Wait,
kept
what
his
the
death
fuck are you-
secret. We kept his death a secret from you the entire time,
Exactly.
for
Because
essentially
reasons.
no reason, because fuck you.
Exactly. And then we're just gonna
this
kill
guy
him
in
anyway.
particular?
And
Oh,
what was also very funny, because I saw the thumbnail for that episode and I saw that Abdul was coming back, and when the episode started, there was a magic genie, and I thought,
Yep.
oh, that's how they're gonna bring him back. They're gonna something's gonna happen with the genie. They're gonna wish for him to come back, and that's how he's gonna come back to life. Okay,
No.
makes sense. It's right there. And then the entire thing with the genie, the genie's evil and stuff. They defeat him and everything. No, Muhammad's back, and it turns out he was that old dude in the back the entire time.
he was disguised as his own father. Oh my god.
You
I
could
am
you
my
they
own
literally
father.
had they literally had but what especially makes it funny is that he had the perfect way to to bring Muhammad Abdul back to life in a way that actually makes sense. But he
he was just like,
decided
"No."
to not do that and use the bullshit reason instead.
And it is so
Kind of the
goddamn
spirit
intentional.
of JoJo. That's the
So-
spirit of JoJo.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. But that's one of the things where it's like, because at the time I'm watching it and I'm just thinking this is just stupid. But
Yeah.
and when I'm actually talking about it stuff, it is just
Yeah.
so fun to talk about. Like,
It's also
God.
like the whole thing where the guy can read JoJo's thoughts, like is it yes or no? And the way they
Yes,
explain how
yes,
Jotaro
yes.
does it is that he just doesn't know.
No,
Exactly.
no.
Like, what the fuck?
Oh boy. No, JoJo is such a good series, man.
Yeah.
It's idiotic at
yeah.
times, but it's so
What do
fun.
you mean at times?
I consider JoJo like the polar opposite to Hunter x Hunter in a way, because everything in Hunter x Hunter feels very meticulously planned and
Yeah.
thought out, that everything fits together, that it all makes sense, and the characters think very logically and stuff. JoJo, nah, who cares about planning? We just do shit and hope it works out in the end.
Yeah.
And if
I'm
Wait,
still
what?
convinced
Were you
that I'm still convinced that JoJo is just intentionally to be as avant-garde as possible.
oh,
Going
yeah,
Araki, yeah, it probably is.
I mean, yeah, it's one of those shows where you're obviously not supposed to take it that you're not supposed to scrutinize it, because like that'd be stupid. Like, it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's not supposed to be this
It's literally the
super
name.
serious show. Like, but yeah, there were, because actually I think because of that I actually enjoyed the wacky comedy parts of it the most. There was this really stupid episode in part 3 that I just loved. It was what was it, the Oingo and Boingo guys.
Boingo, boingo,
I
brothers.
love
that
it,
was
I
the
love it.
funniest fucking episode, because it was just following the bullshit adventures of these two guys trying to sabotage the main
Yeah.
characters and stuff, and it
Yep.
just constantly fails. And that's the end of the episode. And it was I thought that was amazing. I thought that was very funny. And actually, it's because of that that I can't really take the more serious aspects of JoJo seriously, because they're still they're still doing the fights and stuff, and it's still working on the bullshit logic, but now you're supposed to take it seriously, and I just can't, because I can't really feel like there's real stakes with the characters' lives on the line that they be, because like I know that whatever they're gonna think of next is either gonna work or it isn't, and it's just kind of a random dice roll, because like it's not actually gonna be whether it works or not isn't actually gonna be based on like any kind of internal logic, like, oh yeah, that's the sort of thing that would work in this universe, or that's the sort of thing that wouldn't work. It just either it works or it doesn't. It just depends on whether the writer feels like it.
There is no logic.
Exactly.
There's no, and it's because of that that I can't really feel like there's a sense of stakes in it. I'm just kind of watching it because like, and it's still entertaining. It's just that I'm not going to be genuinely worried about the characters or anything. Whatever happens, happens, kind of.
That is actually a really interesting point, because I felt when the whole Vanilla Ice thing in towards the end of part 3, it's like it feels weirdly detached, and I just couldn't get like that emotionally like invested in the whole thing.
Yeah, that was
really funny that they did the Star Wars Force Ghost thing with Iggy and
Oh yeah, no. Here's the thing. For me, JoJo, I think it's kind of like Brendan was saying. You just have to take it for what it is, which is like this weird story with a lot of weird stuff happening. Like, if you think too much about it, you're not gonna enjoy it. So, for an example,
Oh yeah. Wait, sorry, I'll let you finish first.
the moment you kind of shut your brain down and just accept that, okay, I'm in for the ride, I'm just gonna enjoy myself with it. It's the moment where you actually start enjoying JoJo. I think.
Yeah, and I like it. That's totally what I get. But like this is the thing that Araki does that really is like, it grinds my gears, because he'd be doing that. It's like, yeah, it's the bullshit adventures of the gang and stuff, and you're not really supposed to take it seriously. And then he randomly goes, okay, time to introduce quantum physics into the into the universe. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? What? And he's just explaining in very and he's gonna explain in detail how this mechanic works and everything. I'm like, bro, what do you want me to think about this or not? Like, because if I'm
Yeah.
gonna be thinking about it, I'm gonna be thinking about the thing you're explaining, but I'm also gonna be thinking about all these other things that you didn't explain that are just bullshit. But if you don't want me to think about it, how am I supposed to understand this mechanic that you were suddenly explaining with all these mathematics and stuff? Like, bro, pick a line. But at the same time, that also contributes to the bullshit in a way that makes
Yeah.
it funny.
Yeah.
I mean, that is
So
the whole point of avant-garde. Like, you just break your own rules as well, not just
Exactly,
everybody
exactly.
else's.
yeah, exactly. And yeah, I think that's part of the reason why it's a very funny anime to watch with other people and talk about. But it's probably not the type of series that I would watch by myself.
It's also really
know?
hard. It makes it really hard to rank it.
Yeah. I mean, there are certain JoJo parts that I like more than others. Like I thought part 1 was pretty like. I didn't like part 1 very much. That's not a very unpopular opinion. Most people
Yeah,
did.
One is the
very
weakest,
hard.
unfortunately.
I just finished part 1 recently. It
Look,
took
I
me
actually-
like a year.
Boo.
Yeah, part 1 was what I feel like that's where it was trying to still figure itself out. But
Yeah.
like the ending of part 1 was actually pretty good though. I quite like the ending of part 1.
And the memes.
And then
Yes.
yeah, and the memes. But then and then part 2 rolled around, and I'm like, ooh, this is actually pretty good. Like I really liked Joseph Joestar as a protagonist and stuff. That was when
Yes.
it's like, oh, this is really shaking things up. And that's when I got sold on the bullshit a lot more, because like Joseph Joestar, he's kind of a wild card as a
The
character.
number one
so...
bullshitter in the whole series.
Number one
It's also-
bullshit
Yeah,
guy.
exactly.
It's also the
He's the
Pillar
bullshit
Men are
guy.
just great antagonists.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
true.
Yeah, like compared to like Jonathan, he's a very like pure-hearted, straightforward, heroic type of character and stuff. Like, and I think that's like cool, but it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so I didn't really like. I didn't really get as invested in him as I would in a different series that actually tried to take itself more seriously. But and I think that's also why Joseph worked a lot better for me, because like his personality just fit a lot more with what JoJo was trying to do as a series. And I think a lot of my enjoyment of each JoJo part kind of correlates between how much I like the main character or not.
Yeah,
With
that is
part 3.
interesting.
Because like with part I didn't enjoy part 1 as much. I really enjoyed part 2. For part 3, that was pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that was during the era when it was super common to be doing that monster of the week type of formula.
Yes.
And JoJo was very much doing that at that time as well. And because a lot of it was just the entire, here's the villain of the week, we we beat them up, and then we move on to the next one. Same thing, and then it just kind of rinses, repeats that formula until they reach Dio. And I was there were episodes that I really liked. There were episodes where I thought this is just a drag, and I also felt like it was way too long and it could have been cut down. But at the same time, that's
It's like one
what-
of the biggest criticisms with part 3 is that like it should have ended like a little bit sooner.
There's also
Yeah,
something
exactly.
really funny about part 3, which I recently learned when I read for my exam on the history of textual analysis, and there's a surprising and probably very intentional amount of ways in which part 3 follows the way Archimedes originally depicted what is good literature. There's a shitload of those theories that can be found in part 3, and it has to be intentional because it's way too much. Like it follows I can't remember, it's the Archimedes fucking I can't remember what it's called. It's the like he did the whole thing of what is literature and all that shit, and it follows those rules way too carefully at times to be accidental.
Makes sense. I mean, Rocky probably read it, so like, but yeah, I think just with part 3, I think it's just that I mean, I know like because I kind of Jotaro is probably the most famous JoJo that I knew of, because like he was a character that I knew of even before I started watching JoJo's, and at the beginning, I thought, oh, I don't really like this guy. I think he's kind of an asshole and stuff. And by the end, I think, oh, he's actually pretty cool and stuff. But like, he's not personally not really one of my favorite JoJos, even after all that. But like, you know, there was still some pretty funny episodes. But like, I think because of that, I was pretty mixed on part 3 as a whole. And then part 4, Diamond is Unbreakable, I enjoyed a bit more again. I quite like Josuke as a protagonist. But like it was a weird thing again, because like I wasn't quite sure what to think of certain other aspects of the series. And I just kind of felt like that way about most of I kind of feel that way about most of JoJo's, honestly. The only part that I can like fully say that I really enjoyed from beginning to end all the way through was part 2. And like, I wouldn't change anything about part 2. But the rest of it, I'm like, there are things that I like, and there are other things that I don't quite like. And that's kind of how I feel about the entirety of JoJo's as a whole because of that.
Yeah. Also, this
Fair,
is what I
fair.
need to point out, I'm an idiot. It's Aristotle, not Archimedes. But anyway, yeah. One of the Greek guys is starting with A.
The Greek guy, one of the old guys, the ancient people
One of
who
them
seem
old
very
fellas.
wise.
Yeah.
Old
He
fellas.
has the whole study of
Exactly.
like literature and what is good literature and all that shit. There is a name for it, but fucked if I can remember it.
Yeah. And I also with Stone Ocean, I quite liked it because we had female protagonists, and I think that Jolene is hot, and that's
that is
Come on,
a
like,
very valid reason to like
Base
something.
take.
I mean, exactly.
Yeah,
It's
in terms
I mean,
of
I have been
writing,
recently watching-
Jolene is the best written main character that Araki has done, I think. Personal opinion. The other ones are dimensional. The one that is a little bit more, she
And you're
she
cutting out.
goes through a journey, an arc.
What about,
that
bro?
makes her a better.
Jotaro and goes through a journey over 3 parts, bro.
Yeah, but
he goes.
but Jotaro
There's no
still remains
greater.
the
There's no
same.
greater
It doesn't-
changing character than Jotaro from part 3 to part 6, bro.
He kind of remains the same in a certain.
What?
Jolene starts as a young girl who hates her father to being a strong, independent woman, fights
Nah,
to
still
help
hates
her
her father.
cope.
Bro. You're
Exactly.
bro.
yeah.
But
I like
the
Jolene.
whole-
I don't know.
Like,
I don't
whole
know.
thing
Maybe
of liking,
it's just
liking
me.
a character's appearance is a very valid reason. I've been recently
Exactly.
watching Ruri Hoseki, the one where they go like digging for minerals and shit, and the
oh, I need to watch that one. That's also like
it's really wholesome and really funny, and I really like the geology aspect, and the main college woman in it is very, very hot.
yeah, exactly. Like what you don't need a reason to justify why you find a character, like, it's like, you know, if the character's hot, like, I watch. Sometimes that's all the reason you need to watch a show.
I literally
That's why
got into Granblue, which is nowadays my second favorite anime of all time, because
Oh, I need to
saw
watch
hot-
Grand Blue as well.
I saw a hot girl in a GIF once, and she's from Granblue, and I watched the entire series, and I absolutely love it.
I mean, it's a valid
Fair.
reason.
Fair.
I mean, that's why I started watching Lycoris Recoil. I thought, oh my god, these goals look so cute. Gotta watch it, and I enjoy it. That's like, so.
Also, I had a look at it. It is a lot of mysteries. Is the anime that announced all of the upcoming seasons as soon as the first 2 or 3 episodes were out.
Wow.
They're not airing continuously, but they announced all of the planned movies and all of the planned seasons immediately. Like, when
It's
are
like
they
the
coming?
MCU, bro.
Doesn't that?
Yeah,
Doesn't
it
that
is like
se-
the
That
MCU.
seems like I feel like the reason most anime don't do that is because they aren't banking on it happening. Because what happens if the first season isn't successful? Then
Also,
they're not going to be doing it.
The only way they can do it is that they already have to have funding secured for it. Like,
Yeah,
who pays
Exactly.
for
They
that?
have to be. They have to
Maybe there
have the
was-
funding.
Maybe there was that
guaranteed.
one fan that was very, very rich, and he
I
was
mean-
like made the whole
Straight
thing.
up.
It is like, I think, the most popular piece of like I think it's Chinese. So there is a general consensus that people are speculating that it might be the Chinese government paying for it to get Chinese media out there in the kind of medium that people in the West and stuff enjoy. But
You
that
know,
could just be
that does check out. It could.
Yeah.
It could be happening. Either
it
way,
could be
they
happening,
they
or then
clearly
it's just
would've
a conspiracy theory.
That's just a theory.
But hey, that's just a theory.
Or
Oh,
maybe Xi
getting
Jinping is a huge
maybe.
fan. I don't know.
Well, boys,
Should we probably let Brandon sleep soon? It's like
we
what,
probably
2:30
should let.
in the morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shit, it's 3:30
Well,
in
what
the
time
morning
is
for
it
me.
right now in Australia?
Oh, God damn.
Also,
Now,
Ah,
Brandon,
sleep
let's
is
talk for another
responsibility.
3 more hours. Come on.
Wait,
Longest
is,
episode.
can't do it.
is this the longest episode we've recorded?
Nah,
I would think
nah.
so.
The last one
I
we
mean,
did
we
was
did
like
have like a
3.5
10-minute break in
hours. It was
between.
3 hours. It's
Mm.
close though.
Bro,
Yep.
I have done 10-hour streams.
Oh,
So
I
wait,
think
no,
my
no,
longest
no, no.
stream was 7 hours. And that
Go
was
get a
awful.
Monster White and come back.
Oh my
No,
god.
actually, no. My longest stream that I've done is 11 hours long. That's and I did that about a month ago. It was just because I was doing this event and I was just playing it and it's like I had to finish it, and I was getting really close to it, and my dad was not happy about the fact that I stayed because like I pretty much woke up, I started the stream. I streamed all day, and then as soon as it finished, I had food, and then I went to sleep.
Oh, God.
Pretty much.
The longest I've ever streamed was 7 hours, and that was awful.
The longest I
streamed
streamed was
FIFA
about
for
4
12
and a half
hours.
hours, and that was with cheese when I was playing Helldivers during the first Illuminate invasion
Oh, yeah.
thing.
When
Yeah,
the,
that was
Four and a half
fun.
hours is shit,
Yeah.
4.5 hours for me is pretty much considered oh you did a pretty this is a pretty short stream today, Brandon.
Yeah. For me,
Like, first of all,
that is my longest stream in a long time. Like,
I
because
mean, when-
before I'd only stream like 1 or 2 hours at most. So for 4 hours,
Yeah.
was like, ooh.
When I
Yeah,
turned-
most of mine is them looking at it 5 or 6 hours. That's the average.
Yeah.
Ooh.
When I turned 30 and I streamed like did this birthday stream, people were demanding that I stream for 30 hours. And I
That
just
would have been hilarious.
I would have died.
No, you should have made it like a subs thing where they have to give you gift subs. Like
God.
every sub you add a
Ooh.
minute.
There was
A
that one guy
subathon.
who just,
Would have
like,
made a lot of
slept through his
money.
stream.
I mean, hey, if people were paying me to continue streaming,
Exactly.
you know, I do it.
You
Like
gotta
I can't
chase
really.
it.
It's not like I have viewers on the
I'd stream till I die. I would just stream until
Oh,
I like,
yeah,
fucking dropped right there and then. It's like, bro, don't worry. It's fine. Meg,
Like,
just keep the
I
money
can keep
rolling.
going.
Keep
No,
the money
no, but for real.
Speaking of
'cause I-
streaming stuff, did you guys see that Ludwig did the thing where he like started a brand new Twitch channel and not
Ooh, I
allowed to
saw
use
that.
anything? Like he wasn't allowed to have any
Yeah,
of his
I saw
friends
that.
help him, not use his. It took him 5 hours to get one chatter. It's like Jesus.
Yeah, it is rough.
That's quite
Yeah.
quick.
It
You
is
don't-
rough.
You do not become a streamer without having any pre-existing content or anything.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you have to have some kind of following somewhere
Yeah,
before
there's no
starting.
real
I can't
algorithm
lie.
on Twitch.
I spent 3 years streaming on like just on my own, but the no existing content or anything. This is before I started YouTube, so from like 2019 to 2022, just nothing. Then like,
Yeah.
and then even then, I barely got Twitch affiliates. Then
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Twitch has like it's one of the shittest platforms for discoverability. So either you have content somewhere, you get insanely lucky, or it's once again our favorite thing, nepotism.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, you either have to have like be uploading clips, or you have to have a Twitter following or a YouTube following or whatever it is. Like you can't just start streaming with no pre-existing following and expect to get views and stuff.
Yeah,
And if you do start
absolutely.
streaming with absolutely nothing, you better be prepared to actually clip things so that you can upload it later. But yeah, it is a lot harder. It is a lot harder to stream without anyone to bounce off of.
Yep.
At the very least,
Yeah.
get a friend to stream with you because
Yep.
you're not going to be. It's going to be very difficult to make content
You just pop
that
into
you can
yourself
clip
and it
when it's
feels
just
really
you
weird.
by yourself. Yeah, I mean, at that point, if you're going to be streaming for the sake of clipping and you have nobody but yourself, at that point you might as well just make videos because
Yep.
at least you'd be talking to a camera, you'd be able to edit it later, and you can actually turn it into a video.
or you could do my tip of
at
just
that
like
point,
you can just chug an entire monster on stream, get super energetic, and then just do that. Just play the game, just stream, just shout into the microphone and clip that.
Yeah, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Man, streaming is like, it's one of those things that I'm still figuring out. I'm
Fun,
I'm
but
only
only if you have people watching.
yeah, exactly. It's very fun to do if so long as you have people who are actually willing to watch the streams and
Yeah.
join in and interact with you, because the chat is what kind of makes the streams and stuff. It's
absolutely.
based on the interaction. If you have nobody to interact with you, it's gonna be boring as fuck. Like it's
Yeah.
gonna be the most miserable
I
experience.
had someone call me a fake Indian on one of my Twitch things because I said I don't
Can
like
you be a
cricket.
fake Indian?
I said I don't like cricket. I watch baseball instead.
So you don't like curry.
And then they're like, "Yeah, you're fake
I mean, why
Indian."
would
I
you
was
watch
like,
it?
"What?"
Wait. I'm a bit confused. I thought cricket was an Australian thing.
What? No.
It's very popular.
Huh?
It's very popular.
What?
In,
I've never seen a brown
in
person
India
who
as
doesn't who's
well.
not born with like a cricket ball or bat in their hand.
Yeah.
I think
I
it's like
remember when I
any
joined.
Commonwealth country.
I remember in like lower school, the entire school was pretty much just white. My entire class was just white. I was the only brown person, and then the first PE lesson was a cricket, and they gave me the bat. They said,
okay.
"Go on."
Go on, teach everyone.
Yeah.
Stereotypes 101.
I was like, "Damn, already?"
Teach us.
Okay.
Teach us.
Yeah,
teach
it
us
was
your
quite funny.
ways.
You know what to do. It's like, what if I
Yeah.
don't?
He's like, "What the fuck is this thing? This is on one big ass toothpick." But yeah, I think one of the most popular cricket players in India has more followers on Instagram than LeBron.
Well, I mean, there's
Oh,
like
LeBron.
there's like
He is-
a
he's
quarter.
technically
There's
speaking
like
more popular than LeBron.
there's almost a quarter of
I
the
can't
world's
remember his name.
population in India.
My
Yeah.
sunshine.
I mean,
Especially
yeah.
when you
My
include the
old
rest of the
sunshine.
subcontinent, like Bangladesh, Pakistan,
You
and
should
like
you should see. I remember
Nepal, bro.
years
That's
and
like a
years ago,
quarter of the world.
India won the cricket, some really big cricket event back like years and years ago, and the road that I used to live on, just everybody up the road was just cheering, dancing. They had the dolke, what is it called? Dolke? I can't remember, the big Indian drums. is what
Fake
I'll call them
Indian
for now.
alert.
They had, yeah, there was like 20 different like Mercedes E-classes rolling up the road. Everybody screaming like this with the Indian flag out, saying "Let's go" like that. It was so funny.
I would love to be that happy about anything.
Yeah,
man.
and that was just a
Man,
cricket
but
game.
man, that's so population dense. Even like, cause like I'm half Filipino, so whenever I'm visiting the Philippines, it's such a small country, but its population is so much more dense than it is here in Australia. Because like here it's practically empty by comparison. Like you'd be driving on the road and stuff, and you might occasionally see a person walking on the side of the on the sidewalk or something, but like very rarely. You go to the Philippines and there are people everywhere, like everywhere you look. Like it's just you go on the road and it's just this entire thing where it's like everything's hot, bustling, and
I felt that
very,
way
very
going to
different.
London because Finland
London.
Finland is predominantly bears and forests, so you know.
Yeah.
It's an awful
Even,
place.
like, there's a lot of people in my local town, but going to London is just like overstimulating with how much people there is there.
It was weird though
Damn.
because Osaka was nowhere near as bad. Like Osaka
Really?
felt pretty chill, but Osaka
really
is a
wanna
fucking
go-
massive city.
I'm actually going to be visiting. I plan to be visiting Japan with friends next year. But like I'm not actually completely sure where I'd be going. I'm just going to be following along with them. But you were mentioning stuff because like about Osaka and stuff. I don't really know where would be the best places to go and stuff.
The most popular places to like three most popular cities to visit in Japan are Osaka, Kyoto, and Nara because they're all like it's like it forms like this triangle near Kyoto, and obviously everybody wants to go to Kyoto. Then it's you also have really good connections to Tokyo. Like if it's probably gonna be cheapest to go to Tokyo, but it's easy to get from there by train to places like Kyoto and Osaka. If
They
you
say the food in Osaka is amazing.
yeah,
better
food in
than
Osaka is
Tokyo.
so good. If you
So what the-
really have time, go and visit the nuclear bomb museum in Hiroshima, but it is a bit of a way away, but it is an incredible experience. That was the
Okay.
greatest experience I had in Japan was going to that museum. It was so eye-opening, especially because it was the anniversary of the nuclear bombings.
Oh, okay, that's interesting then.
It was
Yeah,
a
well,
really cool museum.
So aside
Very
from
dark.
that, would you say that the most interesting place, because like I know that there's the different places that are more touristy, and there are other places that
absolutely.
are less packed.
Yeah, absolutely. The like really touristy areas, it's just people everywhere. But like if you
Yeah.
go even a little bit out of the like beaten path where all the tourists go, it's a completely different experience.
Yeah, I can guess so. Like,
Also, one
would
thing
you?
is pricing is very different. If you want to buy food that doesn't cost you a kidney and a half, you probably don't want to eat in the like really touristy places all the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, the difference is like even in the Philippines, it was like that where there's like because there'd be this place and stuff where it's just like that's just a huge touristy area, and the prices were like a lot higher. I mean, it's not. It was still cheap compared to like here and stuff, but like it's still a ripoff compared to
Yeah.
if you would just go a little bit of different place, and the prices for getting food. You could pretty much live off of fast food, and you wouldn't be breaking the bank for it. You could just
Yeah.
straight up get fast food every single time, or
Might
be eating
die
out
of
every
heart
single
disease
time.
in a few decades, though.
And it would still be super cheap. Like it's
Yeah.
like wow, this is incredible.
Like the experience I had was I was in Yamaguchi and I went to this like little like family run restaurant with an old grandma and old grandpa running a ramen restaurant, and it was 500 yen for like massive fucking bowl of ramen. And then I was in Osaka and we went to eat some shabu shabu, which is obviously it is a more up class food, but I think it was like 130 euros. So it was so expensive.
That's a huge difference. But
Yeah.
yeah, I guess that they can get away with it because it's a tourist attraction area and stuff. So,
And obviously it is a more upper class food because it's like Wagyu beef and all that, but still.
yeah,
Pardon me.
still.
You
How
still-
much is that in yen? Like 130 euros
it's I can't
to
remember.
JPY.
Billion yen.
It's like 10,000.
That's
I think.
22.
22,000. Yeah.
No, 130 euro to Japanese yen is 22,461.
Yeah. Shit's expensive, yo.
Yeah.
But it was like I also had some ramen in Osaka and it was like 1,000 yen. So it was like a bit over 1,000 yen. So it was a bit more than double the like little family run restaurant back in Yamaguchi.
Was it
Yeah.
Ichiran
I mean,
ramen?
it's
No.
there's actually a
Ichiraku.
pretty easy conversion. There's actually a pretty easy conversion for me because, like, I'm pretty sure, like, the conversion from Japanese yen to Australian dollar is like an exact. You just got to move the dot point over. So, like, 100 Japanese yen is 1 Australian dollar. So that makes things really nice and easy for me because I can just do the conversions in my head.
Yeah. When
Like,
I was in
a
Japan,
1,000
it was
yen,
like
that's $10 for me.
I think 1,000 yen was like 7 euros when I was in Japan. Like obviously the courses have changed. This was a while ago, but still.
Yeah,
It-
everything
it
changes.
was I really
One
enjoyed,
pound
I
is
enjoyed Osaka more
is
than Tokyo.
200 yen, basically, for me.
I would recommend visiting
Sorry, what?
Osaka, but obviously all like shit.
200 Japanese yen is £1 for me.
Well, 200 yen would be $2 for me. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, the pound sterling is I think it's one of the stronger
Makes
currencies in the world right now.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that it's strong.
Well,
considering
it's not as
bad our
strong as it
government's
used to be,
doing.
but
No,
still
it's
up
not.
there.
Yeah.
And the strength of currency isn't always very indicative of like its actual. Well, it
Economy
is
or anything.
indicative of its value, but like the
Yeah.
Chinese, what the fuck's the Chinese currency? Won? Like
Yen.
they artificial. No, I think it's won in China.
I'm still hitting
No,
them
one
with
is
them.
one is Korean. I can't remember what the Chinese currency is.
One is
Anyway, the
Korean,
point
I'm
is-
pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, the point is that
Yeah.
they artificially keep.
Yeah,
it
Chinese yuan or
Oh, it's yuan,
renminbi.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
it must be for both then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, but yeah, they artificially keep it very weak, so it isn't always indicative.
You
Australian dollar,
artificial-
American
artificial.
dollar,
You
Canadian
buy
dollar.
other currencies, lots and lots of other currencies. I think that
I
at some point the
see.
Chinese government was buying like $10 billion every year to keep their own currency weak, so that they could have.
And the
cheap
economy
labor.
is
But why didn't they
crazy
give that money to me? But why didn't they? Why?
That is those are the questions we'll.
Yeah, man, I
ask.
could use it.
Exactly.
Hey, government, can I have some money? No.
Okay, of
Can I have
the
some
student
free
bits.
money? I mean, it's for the economy, right? You can give me some.
Give me the
was
money.
so
I will
good.
fix
It
the
says the
economy. I'll
tax
buy so
free
much
doll
anime
post.
Yeah,
figures.
exactly. I'll put it to good use.
Imagine
I'll
going
buy
to
all the
like
anime figures.
a Japanese figure
Yeah.
store of like £1,000,000 or something.
Like
Just
Oh
in
my
the
god!
bank
insane.
card. How
Yeah,
crazy would
isn't
that
it?
be?
Isn't it way more isn't it way more inexpensive to get to actually get the figures in Japan and stuff?
Yes.
I
Because
believe
like
so.
Absolutely.
yeah, because wait, how much is the price difference really? Because like I know that I've had to like bare minimum at least cost like $50 to $80 to get like the cheaper ones in
It-
Australia and stuff,
It
and that's to
depends.
get it
Like
ordered here.
when I was there, it was like around 30% cheaper in Japan than it would have been in Finland. But obviously, we're not like especially back in the day, we weren't the big anime country, so it might be less different. But it's still absolutely cheaper.
Yeah,
Honestly,
because like I know most
if
of
you buy the
most of the
really
figures that I
expensive
get
ones.
now are most of the figures that I get now are in the hundreds of dollars. Like, oh, this one costs like $120, $180, $220, $280. It gets like, and those are probably some of the more mid-ranged ones. Like the actual like really big ones are like can go into the like up near $1,000 or even above
Yeah.
that. I don't know.
Uh,
Crazy.
My
Bunko
understanding
recently
is
went. I
that
think she bought some figures after
my
after
understanding is
Arca.
that the cheaper figures are generally like the change, like the difference is much bigger in the cheaper figurines than it's in the really expensive ones.
Yeah, I'd imagine that the expensive ones would still obviously be expensive in Japan and
Yeah, yeah.
stuff, but like I am curious about the actual like average price difference between most of the mid-ranged figures and the stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or
But
like
back
how
when
it
I was
usually
there,
is.
it was about 30% difference to Finland, but obviously it might be different for Australia.
It might be different because like as well because I do know that like it because like anime is a lot more popular in the Philippines than it is here in Australia and stuff. Like I even noticed the difference. I even noticed the difference when I opened up Netflix in the Philippines and I saw how much anime options there were and I thought that was really cool. And then I come back to Australia and I open up Netflix and there's a lot less. And
Time to get a VPN.
I did get a VPN, and then Netflix went, no, you're not allowed to do that. We're blocking
They
VPNs.
did.
It,
All right, yeah.
it, that infuriated me. Why would you do
Yeah.
that, Netflix? Do you not want me to use your service? Because I'll just pirate things instead if you're not going to give me an option to.
Time to sail the high seas. But yeah, it is.
Man, fuck them
especially
big companies though.
I especially hate the
Yeah.
whole anime becomes movies now because they don't fucking show them in here in the movies. So I need to wait for like 4 months for it to be out on Blu-ray. So I can
Oh,
buy it.
same. Yeah, I mean, at the very least, I mean, sometimes they release that as a movie and it's only in Japan and stuff, and everyone else has to
Yeah.
wait. But like, there are times when it's like, oh, it's releasing in America as well, and it's like not in Australia, and I just gotta have to wait. This,
Yeah, I mean it's
and I feel like, and I see everyone online talking about it. I'm just missing out. Just like,
yeah. I
God.
think when the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero film came out, I think we were like 6 months late for it to be shown in the theaters here. And with Demon Slayer now, that like Demon Slayer is fucking massive worldwide. Like whatever you think about it, it's a huge anime. They aren't fucking showing the
Yeah.
movies here.
Damn.
They showed.
It's good.
So
I even
Helsinki to
we
go and
even
see
had.
it.
We even had the Demon Slayer
Recently-
movie here. I remember seeing posters of it. Wait, yeah, what were we saying?
Recently, they were showing the Hatsune Miku movie, the colorful stage Miku can't sing. They showed it for 2 days, and that's it.
Yeah, sometimes
2
they
days.
do it like that.
I
Two
mean-
whole fucking days. I really wanted to see that movie, but both those days I was working and busy. Well, not really work.
Yeah,
I was
I mean-
doing other things. I was very busy. I couldn't do that. But I'm
Yeah,
Yeah,
fine.
apparently they're trying to fix that now. Like Chainsaw
Yeah.
Man is getting an inter.
They aren't showing the Chainsaw Man film here either.
No, they're no.
Shit.
I'd have to
God damn.
drive
Yeah.
6 hours if I wanted to go and see the Demon Slayer movie.
Bro.
I'm just fucked. I can't do any
I'm
more
at-
on anime movies.
I'm actually really glad though, because like we
Oh, they're
did get
showing the
look back
Demon
here
Slayer movie here.
in Australia. I managed to actually watch Look Back in the theaters with my dad and
Oh,
stuff,
that's cool.
and that was really cool. But yeah, it's like it depends. Sometimes it's like there's no the movie will be coming out and there's nothing here, and sometimes it does. It's like it's kind of a coin flip, dice roll, whatever.
Are they showing it at Odeon? Let's have a look.
Odeon.
I think this is I think that's one of the main like things that because like I know a lot of people talk about there's a lot of new fans and stuff and the importance of gatekeeping and everything, and it's like I get that. I
Such
really do.
loser
There's a lot of annoying
behavior.
people. There's a lot of negative things that can come with your niche hobby becoming super popular and everything, but at the
Yeah.
same time there's but at the same time you got accessibility and you got things like this where it's like I want to be able to watch this movie in the theaters, and the fact that you can't because it's not popular enough in my country, that kind of sucks too, and that affects me.
It's
Yeah.
also like a lot of the people who nowadays say that it's shit that anime is becoming mainstream, they weren't fucking there in the early 2000s being anime fans.
I wasn't even old enough.
That's true. I
You didn't
certainly wasn't
experience
around.
trenches.
They weren't fighting in
weren't
the
there.
trenches, man.
Exactly.
No.
You didn't. But yeah, I can't really say how it was like
They're
back
still
then.
showing the
a
Minecraft
lot of people.
movie.
Chicken
What?
jacket.
Chicken Jackie.
They're still showing
They're
it.
still showing the Minecraft movie at one
Why?
cinema in
Why?
well, I say not really
Oh,
because
in
it's a
one
good
okay,
movie.
in one cinema. Okay, makes
Yeah.
sense. I thought that it's like every cinema was still showing it. It's like Jesus.
You guys have more
I
than one
mean,
cinema?
People
To
do
be fair,
love
I
Chicken
worked.
Jacket.
I was working in McDonald's, right? The day after the day that the movie came out, and the amount of fucking people who come from this, you could see them because the cinema, McDonald's is here. The cinema's like there and off to the right. You would see a bunch of kids walk out from this like gap in between like three buildings, and they walk down straight to McDonald's. The first one is about one Minecraft meal, please.
Bro, my phone.
The amount of Minecraft meals that place sold was insane.
I can imagine. That's like
Dude,
positioned
That
very
was the most.
conveniently.
That was the
Became,
most packed I've seen that place.
Became a literal like cultural phenomenon in
Yeah.
Minecraft.
One Minecraft meal, please.
Just the memes.
And to be fair though, like it wasn't like all the promotional stuff for that Mackey's at the time was actually pretty fucking good stuff as well. The figures that they were selling with it were good.
Yeah.
And the fact you could get skins in Minecraft from the figures was good as well. It was really good.
But it does also
no.
kind of show that like the advertisement power of memes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you
companies are
literally
definitely catching on.
Yeah.
It's just that the
like you
problem is
literally have
that
one
like
of these. Oh, sorry. You go first.
no, yeah, because because like a lot of companies recognize the importance of the entire like meme culture thing, but at the same time that results in a lot of "how do you do, fellow kids" type thing going on because they don't have anyone who's actually running the advertising who's in touch with how memes work. So
Yeah.
and as a
I
result,
saw
you
an
get a lot
advert
of
for like some insurance. I think it was an insurance company or something. They're like referencing like Vines, and this is like in 2023.
I mean,
They referenced like 2017 Vines. I was like, nah, that's
The-
not it.
the Finnish
That's
tax
not it, dog.
office. The Finnish tax office has an incredible TikTok account that's just fucking shit posting all the time, and it's so good. And
yeah,
the
it really depends.
tax office.
It really
So
depends
funny.
on if the person who's running it knows what they're
Yeah.
doing. If they,
Yeah, absolutely.
it's like you can tell immediately. That's the truth with like meme culture and stuff is that if you're not in the know, then you will stick out like a sore thumb, and people
Yep.
will notice immediately. You can't fake it. You just can't.
Yeah, I mean, it's also really interesting. Like, I had a friend who did her bachelor's dissertation on memes, like the language of memes, and it was really
Yeah.
interesting to like because obviously we had to be there as the peer reviewers, and it was super interesting to read about the whole stuff.
Oh, I can imagine. Like people, it sounds ridiculous, but like there's a lot of interesting discussion
Yeah.
to be had about it and about how language evolves and stuff. Because a lot of people, that's hell, memes are how a lot of people like straight up communicate information now.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the ways that you find out about certain things happening is through fucking memes. Like I'd open up Twitter and there's an entire drama going on, and the way I first find out about it is this is just this fucking is like a GIF with a caption making fun of a certain person, and that's how I'm for how you're
Who
introduced to
was
like
the
90 episodes.
member of One Direction that died this year while overdosing on coke or something? Yeah, that I found out that I opened TikTok. The first meme was like that person
Oh my
falling out of
God.
a window. It's that scene from Transformers 3. I saw that. I started
Oh my
laughing,
God.
and then I go downstairs, turn on the TV before I go to college. And it's just like One Direction guy fall out of building, and I was like, oh, that's what it meant.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys know that,
No,
but
because the
there's a
funny thing
page
is,
on Instagram.
it's that scene from Transformers when I can't remember his name. He gets thrown out the building, but they've edited the baby you light up my throat.
Bro,
I don't know if you
people
guys
are
know
lo-
that, but there's a page on Instagram that literally delivers news, same for that SpongeBob used to deliver news, like the whole fish in
Yeah, oh yeah, I
with a
know.
jacket, and it goes breaking news: the president has put more taxes on this, and this, or something like that.
Breaking news.
Dude,
Man, shows
dude,
him
the day
up his ass.
the day the
Exactly.
queen died, Twitter was such
memes.
oh my God. The memes oh my God. That was a hilarious day. I have to admit, it was dark, but it was. I gotta admit, it was the funniest fucking thing. People were joking about it everywhere. And a lot of people didn't like it, but if you didn't, if you
it's
say
the
that you didn't
internet.
laugh at it, it's the
Exactly.
internet.
It
Dude,
does also kind of show that if you get offended by it, you probably shouldn't be on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But like, dude, that scene from Megamind where Titan was saying like,
Yeah.
there is no Tooth Fairy, there is no
No Easter
Easter
Bunny.
Bunny, and there is no Queen of England. They took on a whole new meaning, and I saw that image everywhere, and it was oh my God, how can you do this? This is so
wrong,
unserious.
but so right.
Yeah.
Exactly, it's just. It was so unintentionally fitting. It was just perfect. Oh my God, it was the comedy. Oh, and there was also the entire thing. I don't think any I don't know how many people remembered this, but I remember at that exact same time, uh, I think there was something going on with Toby Fox, and because like someone wrote like this the Tumblr there was this Tumblr sexy man war going on. Basically it was just a few days before the queen died, and wait a second I can't remember exactly what happened, but I do remember that the last two it came down to was between Sans and Reagan, and Sans literally won by 1 vote, I think it was, and because of that entire incident, Toby Fox came out and
Oh, I
wrote
saw
a
that.
scenario. He
I
wrote
saw
he basically wrote how that happened, uh, and and then the queen died. And so the joke was that the stress from the Tumblr sexy man war killed the queen.
I saw that.
Fucking terrible.
She didn't have to die for this.
The stress. It was so stupid, but I can't. Because like that was another like very viral thing going on. So for the fact that they happened so closely made people think that the Tumblr sexy man war killed the queen. And
Another
what made
thing
it worse?
was Jay Schlatt. He just came to the UK and he just left, and then the Queen died.
I mean, it's like fucking Jake
was-
Vance
and then
winning the
people-
Super Bowl just dies out of embarrassment.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and
Oh,
the
wait,
Queen
no,
met.
oh, what
Consumer
made it-
frozen,
wait.
so I don't know if we get this recorded or not.
Oh my god.
Bro,
what
my
made it-
camera
what
just
made-
died.
What made
Oh,
it even funnier? Oh, what made it even funnier though was that there was a meme that came from that Tumblr sexy man war where Reagan, he was holding a trophy and stuff, the #1 Tumblr sexy man thing, but it also got the caption from Spider-Man where it said, "I had to beat an old lady with a stick to get this."
Oh boy.
And then the person who made that meme came back after the queen died. I was like, oh shit, I didn't know. I swear I didn't know.
I think I saw that when that
So
happened.
good.
It I can't believe there was so many insane things happening that day. That was just pure comedy. You can't make it up anywhere else. It's just that's just Twitter. I'm sorry. It's just such an irreplaceable platform. No matter how bad you fuck it up, how terrible it is. It's just
it really
there's
is
too
the
much
pinnacle
funny
of
stuff.
unintentionally funny.
Yes.
Oh man.
God.
Okay. I'm probably gonna need to go to sleep. It's 4 o'clock in the morning for me, and I
Oh,
got
fucking
I
hell.
need to go make dinner.
Yeah.
and I got
9
a
PM.
stream tomorrow. I'm supposed to be. Oh man. All right. Thank you guys for
Thank you.
inviting me.
No, thank you
you
for
for
actually
coming over.
agreeing
Thank
with
you,
us being
exactly.
peasants.
I think Konsuma's dead.
I'm not
No,
dead,
no,
but
his camera
my
died, his
camera
camera died.
died.
Oh.
Yeah,
Thanks
it's just a
again,
camera.
Brandon, for
Thank you
wasting
very
your
much for
time
coming along.
on this on this not very smart podcast. But we're gonna leave all the links to your channel.
Yeah.
I'm
your
sure. I'm
social
gonna
media.
I'm gonna really I really appreciate the promotion. It's,
Then
I
you're,
really
gonna, you're gonna gain 5 more.
We love helping out small creators.
Exactly.
yeah. You got to shout out the small creators like.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
well,
fucking
my favorite small creator is PewDiePie, innit?
yeah, it's like when Ozzy Osbourne and Post Malone did a song together, and people are like, "Oh, it's so cool that Post Malone is promoting these small musicians like
This
Ozzy
old
Osbourne."
guy. Oh my god. Yeah, man.
Osbourne.
Thanks again for being a guest on this episode.
All good.
Podcast. I really
Yeah, I
hope
had
you
fun.
enjoyed it, and I hope
I did,
we didn't scare you off. So that,
Nah,
Who knows?
I'm-
Maybe
I'm-
he'll
the
return
vibes are
again.
good. Yeah,
Exactly.
sure.
Will
That
return.
might be fun.
Yay.
Maybe one day
Yeah,
we too
I had
will
fun
be
talking to you
relevant.
guys.
exactly. Who knows?
Your
Maybe
Christmas quiz.
maybe one day I will remember my password.
Yeah, because Zuma looks really dead inside in the frozen image.
That's an amazing Frozen. He's like, what is my life? What is
I'm
it?
just saving that for later.
Why am I here just to suffer?
Why are we here?
Anyways, thank you very much for watching this episode, guys. If you want to see somebody else on the podcast, drop
Bro,
their
I
name or
wanna
whatever in
see.
the description in the comment section down below. And thank you so much for coming along, Brandon. Anyways, let's
go
Queen
check
Wave
out
to the
Brandon's
audience.
channel. We are huge promotions here.
Yeah, we do this little thing. We queen wave towards the people.
We should
like
call
this.
it King
Like-
Wave now.
Oh yeah, we
No.
should
Never,
do that.
never.
No, we're not going to
Never.
call it the King Wave. It's the Queen Wave. Eternally.
Okay.
It's the eternal.